All right. Sorry about the slightly longer hold up there to get started. Let's see. So last time we left off, the plan is to reverse Ferris's D-mail. Now, Ocarine and nobody else other than Ferris knows what her D-mail said. At least the Ferris that sent it, not the Ferris that exists right now. So we're trying to find her. She's at the fucking tournament for that Rhinet game, or however the hell it's pronounced, or raid. I don't know how it's pronounced. Okay. And we ran into a few people who are pretty apprehensive to talk about her. His name's 4 degrees Celsius. It's just the most ridiculous name I've ever heard in my entire life. But I think we were talking to him last time we left off, but I could be wrong. Yesterday we also got Suzuha's ending. We went back to the point where it decides whether or not to initiate that ending, and we continued the story. Well, that's getting started. I'm plugging my computer. Just had to charge my phone. If I go into work with it at like 70%, it dies. But if I have it in there, like if I have it at 75% and I go to work, the phone dies. If I have it at 100% and I go to work, it's at like 60 when I get out, which makes no sense. But whatever. Let's see. Who's Ludwig? Never heard of him. I don't watch a lot of streamers, if that's evident enough. Ludwig is the... okay, well, you see, there you go. How many viewers was it? Oh, wow. That's impressive. That must have been pretty intense. I can only imagine. Yeah, I bet I would be. That's for sure. I wouldn't know how to react. You know, I like, I think the most I've had it once right now is like 12, and even 12 I was like thrown off. I decide to stage a tactical retreat. Afterwards, I got to the assembly hall to ask the staff about Ferris. No luck. When I try calling Daru again, he says maybe she went home already, in a bummed out voice. I return to Ferris's apartment building and ring the intercom again. The butler responds once more. May I ask who's calling? It's Okabe. Has Rumiho-san returned? Just a moment. Sounds like she's home. The intercom goes silent for a while, and then the door's automatic lock opens, allowing me inside the elevator hall. Please come up, sir. The young mistress will see you. I gave him my thanks and hurry into the elevator. I got my COVID shot, by the way. Well, my first one today. My arm's sorer than it usually is, which sucks. The butler guides me into the bedroom where Ferris is sitting on the sofa, hugging her knees. She doesn't look up, even when I approach. Ferris, finally, there's something I need to ask you. Yeah? She looks exhausted, like all the life has been drained out of her. I've never seen Ferris like this. What happened? You look down. This can't be happening, Nia. Why did Ferris have to lose, Nia? If only those guys hadn't used underhanded tricks on me, Nia. They ganged up on Ferris. I even promised Papa I'd win. He's probably disappointed in me, Nia. I'm too ashamed to show my face, Nia. What is she saying? No, wait. I think I get it. I recall what happened after Ferris's final match in the Rhinet Championship. That leather-clad asshole called her the former champ. I guess that means she lost, and that's why she's depressed. I feel bad for Ferris, but I don't have time to deal with this. Listen, Ferris. Ferris blinks her eyes repeatedly when I grab her by the shoulders, but her eyes are glazed and empty of light. A couple of days ago, you used the time machine we invented to send a D-mail. Do you remember that? And yeah. I knew it was useless, but I had to ask. Ferris doesn't remember. In fact, from her perspective, it never happened. How do I explain? Let's say, for example, that there used to be tons of stores for anime otaku here in Akihabara. And let's say you used the time machine and changed Akiba into the electric town it is today. How would you do it? I know it's a really cryptic question, but I can't think of a better way. Time machine. Ferris murmurs with a blank expression on her face. Time machine. She repeats the same phrase. Ferris' eyes gradually regain their brightness. And then, all at once... Kiyoma. She presses up against me. Whoa, what? She smells good. Ferris's cat ears tickle my nose. I go stiff. Word choice, man. Not knowing what to do about this sudden turn of events. Be careful, she's way too close for you to get stiff, okay? Settle down, pal. Ferris looks up at me. She looks so desperate, I feel my heart pound faster. Is it a real time machine yet? Yeah, it's real. Ferris stares at me even more intensely, like she's trying to see inside my soul. I believe you, Nien. Just when I get the feeling she believed me way too easily, she suddenly starts clutching her head. I'm about to remember, Nia. Huh? Ferris remembers using the time machine, Nian. Really? Ferris got on the time machine and it went zoom and... What? But you didn't write anything. You sent a D-mail to the past. Nian, that's it, Nia. I'm starting to remember more and more, Nia. Ferris then holds her head and looks at me with tears in her eyes. My head hurts. What's going on here? Does Ferris have reading Steiner too? I don't know. I need to find out, but how? Calm down. I need to think. Should I contact Karisu? Or should I... Kyoma, Ferris continues to cling to me, and all I can do is hold her warm, soft, slender body in my arms. I need to make her remember somehow. My brain's all turning to mush. Hang in there. Is there anything I can do? If I win, I might remember, Nia. Win? Win what? Today's match, Nian. Against the viral attackers, Nian. I only lost because of their underhanded tricks, Nia. And now my head is all mushy, so I can't remember anything, Nia. Please, Kyoma, I think that if I win the match, I'll remember everything, Nia. So please, Nian, let me use the time machine. I don't know, this isn't in the anime. By the way, this isn't an act, right? An act? What do you mean, Nia? Don't tell me she just wants to use the time machine to win her Ride-Net match. Considering her personality, that's actually pretty likely. After all, this is a girl who twists men around her finger. You're awful, Nia. And then Ferris starts crying into my chest. Even though Ferris is trying her bestest to remember for you. You call me a liar? It hurts, Nian. Ah, no, I'm sorry. Tears emerge from the corners of her eyes. I have no idea what to do in the situation. Judging by her tears, I don't think she's lying, but there's really no basis to the theory that she'll remember if she wins the Ride-Net tournament. Please, Nia. Ferris whispers into my ear. Help Ferris win, Nian. Immediately afterward, I feel something warm and wet on my earlobe. Ferris brushes her teeth against my ears, sending electricity through my entire body. Wait, I get it, okay? I quickly pull away from Ferris. That was dangerous, I almost explode. Okay, Ferris, we'll do it your way. For real, Nyan? First he says he goes stiff, and now he says he's gonna explode. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I need you to remember, whatever it takes. Ferris tries to throw her arms around me, but I quickly evade. She face dives into the sofa awkwardly. Yeah, why'd you dodge, Nia? You're being way too familiar. I'm not good at dealing with Ferris. She's using me here, I'm sure. I'm being tricked, aren't I? I shake my head. Even so, I have no choice but to help her win the tournament. And I'll try anything that could possibly yield results. Karisu, help me. Help me. Help me. She's got me in her clutches. Oh yeah, I was wondering why you were red. You're always yellow. As long as I keep doing that, I'll find a solution eventually. I have to believe that. I'm going to leap to this morning and give you some advice that will allow you to win. How's that? We're not sending a mail, Nian? Our lab has developed a device for time leaping, or sending your consciousness to the past. Awesome, so it's like New Game Plus, Nia. You know, that's not a bad metaphor. Analogy. Yeah, that's it. Don't play along. Whatever you do, don't play along. So if Ferris uses it to go back to this morning, it'll solve everything, Nia. You can't. Yeah? Why not, Nian? I can't let anyone else use the time leap machine. No fair, Nia. It's not something to be used lightly. It's dangerous. It has yet to fail once so far, but my luck might not last forever. Suzuha had lost her memory after traveling in a broken time machine. Her time machine was different, of course, but something similar could happen with that time leap machine. Considering the time leap machine's low budget and rush schedule, it would be surprising if it broke somehow. Yeah. But the more you do it, the higher the chance of failure is, right? And there's only been one test subject, you know? We don't know what happens if someone without reading Steiner time leaps, right? And there's one more thing. I shouldn't allow anyone else to change the past. My goal is to return to the world line with the IBN 5100, then use it to escape from the Alpha Attractor field. The fewer changes made, the better. I'll be the one responsible for changing the past. Trust me, Ferris. Well, did you know what happened? Well, remember though, you forgot. The 100 time loops didn't happen. That was a different ending. The 100 time loops didn't happen. So he doesn't even know about... This Rintaro doesn't know about the 100 time loops. Trust me, Ferris. Okay, Nya. Oh, we're just fucking doing it right now? Okay. Fucking time leap on demand. TLOD, baby. Dude, imagine time leaping. Okay, so let's say you time leap. Like, let's say the time that you initiate the time leap is 8:17 p.m. on May 7th, right? You time leap back to a day later. So it's 8:18 p.m. May 6th. And you go through May 7th, and then May 8th comes around. What happens if you time loop back to the time that you were time leaping? So like, as you're time leaping, the memories from the future come into you and then time leap with you again. I brace my wobbling feet. Yeah, exactly. As my vision recovers, I check the clock. It's 10:38 a.m. The time leap was successful. According to Ferris, she lost the match due to cleverly concealed interference from the opposing team. Ferris told me how to counter that, her plan. Bring Ferris sunglasses and earplugs before the match, Nya. Then I can ignore the distractions and win for sure, Nya. I wonder if she's right. Now's not the time to doubt. Ferris said that she would arrive at the assembly hall around 12. I head to UPX, making sure to buy sunglasses and earplugs on the way. There's still half an hour before the tournament begins, but there's already a line outside of UPX. I didn't think there would be many participants since it's already the finals, but it turns out there's another tournament for the general public at the same time. Opening act, so to speak. The participants enter the hall through a different entrance than the spectators. I'm at the participant entrance waiting for Ferris to make her appearance. About 15 minutes, Ferris appears. She lives right next door to UPX, so she's got a lot of leeway time-wise. She got her cat ears and her maid uniform on. It feels strange to see her wearing that uniform despite May Queen not existing in this world line. Ferris's eyes open wide when she sees me. Yuma, what are you doing here, Nya? I waited here because I wanted to see you. Yeah, are you confessing your love for me? I don't know what to do if you confess right before such an important match, Nya. Don't be ridiculous. Why would I confess to you? Because you almost exploded at the sight of her. You're awfully serious today, Nya. Usually you play more along, Nya. I don't have time to be holding Kuma now. I'm nervous about the finals, so I want to lift my spirits, Nya. She doesn't look nervous. Please, just listen to me, Ferris. This is important for your victory. Important? But you don't even know the rules of Rainet, Nya. It's not about the rules or anything like that. Then what is it, Nya? She peers at me with questioning eyes. I better give her the goods before I screw this up. Take these with you. I try handing over the sunglasses and earplugs I bought on the way here. but Ferris pulls back as if on guard. Kyoma, that's lame, Nia. How rude. You're supposed to bring nicer presents, like... It's not a present, these are countermeasures. Yeah? Listen good, I came from the future. I know, Nia. What? She knows? How? Why? And Ferris came from space, Nia. The very slow ellipses. Don't forget, this is Ferris Nyan we're dealing with. I'm not joking around here. I seriously leapt here from 6 this evening. I know the outcome of today's Rhinet GC final. Don't tell me, overwhelming victory for Ferris? No. You lose. Neo? Ferris frowns. But that's only because of the opposing team's interference. So to protect you, I brought you these sunglasses and earplugs. I desperately try to convince her, but Ferris just hangs her head, making it hard to read her expression. Are you listening? I grab Ferris's slender shoulders. She's shaking. Ferris? Yeah, but you meanie. And then she suddenly explodes. This is a very important match for Ferris, Nia. How dare you say I lose, Nia? You're being mean. Are you a viral attacker spy, Nia? No, look, it wasn't your fault you lost. It's... Not listen, Nia. After a swift kick to my shin, Ferris turns her back to me in a huff. Damn you, cat girl, for once in your life, listen to me. Wait, I said wait. I need you to win no matter what. Like I said, there's no way I can lose, Nia. And I don't want to wear those ugly glasses, Nia. Ferris needs to be cute at every moment. My fans are counting on me. Crap, she's getting angry at me now. Ferris shakes me off and runs to the participant entrance. I'm not a participant, so she makes it inside. That's the end of it. Please, hear me out. Bearing the pain in my shin, I force my way in front of Ferris and stand in her way. Ferris, please. Mayuri's life depends on it. Someone come here, Nia. Help me, Nia. So Ferris suddenly starts shouting. She grabs the attention of the surrounding participants and spectators. Even staff members are gathering. Crap, I can't talk about time machines or Mayuri's life with this much attention around us. But unless I can get Ferris to listen to me, there's no way I can undo her D-mail. What should I do? You seem to have an awful lot of time on your hands, eh, champion? That smug voice. It's 4C. A tall man dressed entirely in black walks up to us with a grin on his face. Whenever he takes a step, all of his silver accessories jingle. It's even worse. He dramatically takes off his sunglasses, revealing the face of that guy who gave me trouble before. If I'm not mistaken, he called himself 4 Degrees C, or something stupid like that. Swooping down onto the street, I'm the Black Peacock of the Rhinetter realm. The name's 4C. That's Shido, you get me? I'm the leader of the Viral Attackers. Viral Attackers? The Viral Attackers. I think I've heard that name somewhere before. That's right, they're Ferris's opponents in this match. They're trying to start a fight now. This guy's... Hang on. Mayuri's calling. This morning I couldn't find Pocket D. I almost started crying. The sound of its ticking calms me down. If I lost it, it would be a big shock. I don't know how. I apologized to Granny. I was so relieved to find Pocket D safe and sound. Well, that's good. Why would you say this? I don't know, we'll be silly with her. She'll find it funny. This is a guy who headbutts people out of nowhere. He seems to hate Ferris for some reason. Probably because he's fucking undead. Look at his fucking chest. Seriously, you disappoint me, champion. You flirt with the system, but that's just noise to my heart. And yet, here you are, before the match, soaking in the corrupted love of that worthless man. You put on the airs of a Siamese cat, but with this duel today, I'll dye that white fur of yours jet black. Gaia has thus whispered. The black cat is the sign of disaster. My black radiance shall outshine your shadow, ushering in a new generation of Rynet. Women are already slaves to the living rock mind that is myself. Damn, this guy can talk, though I have no idea what he's saying. Ferris seems to be thinking the same thing. Why is everyone getting in Ferris's way, Nya? I can't hear myself think. That said, she quickly tries to enter the hall, but I grab her hand to detain her. Ah, nice, illegal. Ferris, I told you to wait. Pause off. I'm begging you, please, listen to what I'm saying. Hey, don't you dare disregard the man closest to the truth of Rynet. This is none of your business, go away. The hell you say? Don't you know I'm the Black Nobleman of the Rynet Realm? Were you the Black Peacock of the Rynet Realm? Get your story straight. I'm the Black Peacock Nobleman, because black is a symbol of Rynet. The promotional posters all have a blue and white motif. It doesn't look like black is the image color to me. Oh, I get it. You just like to say black. You think you're so smart? I'm gonna dye that pussy black before the duel even starts. C approaches with an angry look on his face. But I'm the one who should be angry. Mayuri's life hangs in the balance. Ferris isn't cooperating either. I can't believe this is happening. How can I get this guy to go away? After a moment's consideration, I decide to face him as Hoyin Kiba. You know what'll happen if you touch me? Dry ice burns. That's frostbite, you idiot. What? I'm telling you to stop messing with Ferris. Save your bullshit for someone who cares. I hear giggles from around the crowd. They're laughing at you, you corrupt pussy Lamont. The hell is a I don't know. I think not. They're laughing at you, you pathetic peacock with a bald spot on your head. But how do you know about my untouchable black spot? I've never told anyone about it. 4° C's face turns red. Elementary, 4° C, Yondo C. I am an insane mad scientist and traveler through the time. Nothing escapes the sight of Hoyin Kyoma. The name's Shido. Now you've gone too far. For the sin of insulting my ultra cool badass name, I'll summon you to my garden, the Black Hell. Just you wait. He puts on his sunglasses and leaves. Consider this payback for the headbutt. How did you know about 4° C weak point, Nya? Nobody's ever seen it. Haven't you been listening? I came from the future. Ah. So, please, Ferris, take this stuff. Just hold on to it, okay? But there's no way Ferris can lose, Nya. You're stronger than them, no question, but you heard him just now. They're obviously not going to play fair. They'll do anything it takes to win, even if it breaks the Rynetter code. If you say so. Looks like my desperation paid off. Ferris reluctantly accepts the 2 items I present to her. Of course, she doesn't take them out of the bag. I'm just gonna hold on to them. Is that okay, Nya? Yeah, just make sure you have them with you on the stage. I promise you will need them. Sooner or later, she won't have a choice. I was expecting a much bigger arena, not gonna lie, but this is fine. The theme song for the Rynet Kekiru plays through the hall, signaling the start of the finals. There's a kind of majesty to the scene. The tension of the crowds peaks as its voltage increases with the climax. Thanks for waiting, everybody. The finals are about to begin, and we'll see once and for all who is the Rynetter Axis Battlers Grand Champion. It's like a local Smash tournament. like a really local. These 2 teams are about to clash. First up, the defending champion, our queen, the Moe Maid Cat. Ferris Nyan Nyan. It's Christ. Ferris makes her entrance to the thunderous cheering. She smiles brightly and waves to the audience. She really is like a queen. I notice she's not wearing the sunglasses I gave her. And now, the challengers, like a comet that suddenly appeared blazing across the starry sky, the dark horse, nay, the dark peacock of the Rhinet world. This is their very first tournament, but despite various troubles including no-show opponents, they have made it to the finals. They are the Black Absolute Zero. Like dark. The viral attackers. Viral attackers consist of 4 Degree C and some short guy with the same black leather fetish. They look like a couple of punks straight out of Ikebukuro. Dude, they look like fucking Drodder that formed a gang in Skyrim. I sit in stupefied awe as the excitement around me builds. Daru taps me on the shoulder. Everyone loses their minds. You gotta cheer for Faristan too. Yeah. Oblivious to my anxiety, Daru starts jumping and waving his hands in the air. I don't see him. He must not be here. There are women here, though, which is surprising. Faristan. What's the matter, smooth skin? I love you, Ferris. Moe moe. Cameras flash as everyone tries to get a picture of the cat girl. I'm gonna give it my best, everyone, so cheer for me, yeah? The speakers carry her cute, cheerful voice to every corner of the hall. Apparently, I got a phone call. Who is it? Okay, what's up, Mayuri? Oh yeah, you gave it a weird name. You gave it a weird name. I completely forgot. Oh. God, dude, Mayuri, you're so wonderful. Anyway. Apparently they gave microphones to both teams so that they could talk to the audience. Service shot, yeah. What the fuck? Ferris puts on an impish smile and turns to the audience in a sexy pose. Aren't you in high school? The entire hall shakes with the audience's roar. Ferris's popularity is overwhelming. There it is. Yes, Ferris, it's me. Marry me. Daru has totally lost it. I wonder if Ferris will be alright. Judging from her enthusiasm, it certainly looks like she'll be fine. Once the cheering dies down, I speak to Daru. How come there are 2 viral attackers, but Ferris is all alone? What? You don't even know about that? I'm not familiar with the rules of Rhinet Access Battlers. I had Daru explain them before the finals started, but he only covered the basics. In this tournament, duels take place between 2-man teams, but since there's nobody strong enough to be Faristan's duel partner, she goes alone. 2 heads are obviously better than 1, but Ferris can win despite her handicap. Well, that's why I love her. These viral attackers, what sort of team are they? I don't know all the details, but apparently they're a pretty aggressive team. But other than that, there's a bunch of suspicious rumors about them. They've got a lot of followers, you see, and apparently they don't mind using those followers to interfere with their opponents during duels. About half the teams they faced in the champions were no-shows. And that's not all. Apparently they even go around beating up Otaku in Akiba and Ikebukuro. Long story short, Rhineters really hate them. And why haven't they been disqualified? Because there's no evidence. Rhineters are mostly kids and otaku, just a little intimidation from some guys in black and they clam up. Otaku are also racists. The viral attackers. Ferris told me that their interference cost her the game, but as long as she's got the sunglasses and earplugs I gave her, she should be able to win. And if she wins, she might be able to recall the contents of the D-mail she sent. At least that's what she said. I need Ferris to win. Mayuri's life depends on it. I'm counting on you, Ferris. This is all not in the anime. Not at all. Ferris rises to the stage, heralded by the thunderous cheers. And naturally, on the other side is 4 Degrees C. They face off across the circuit mat. How do teams work exactly? You can discuss with your partner what moves to make. It's harder for the opponent to predict what you're going to do. So basically, the partner just plays a support role. Well, there's nothing to worry about. Ferristown can beat the daylights out of these punks in the blink of an eye. Are both teams ready? The referee gathers Ferris and the two virals for a coin toss to decide who takes the first turn. And now for the Rhina Access Battlers Grand Championship Finals. Instantly silence falls in the assembly hall. Everyone holds their breaths in anticipation. Dual access. The referee signals the start of the game. The room erupts in cheers. But first up is Ferris. The huge monitor hanging from the ceiling displays the circuit mat, the thing that looks like a chessboard. The cards glitter and sparkle in the stage lights. All the cards on the board are face down, but each player is allowed to peek at his or her own cards. The cameras are oriented in a way that the audience can't see what cards they have. According to Daru, Rhina Access Battlers is a game of psychological warfare. It's all about figuring out where your opponent has placed his cards. Each player starts with 4 link cards and 4 virus cards, for a total of 8 cards face down on the board. The victory conditions are a little complex, but in short, you win if you take out 4 of your opponent's link cards, or if you make your opponent take out 4 of your virus cards. The game starts with each player trying to figure out how the other has placed his or her own cards. Knowing your opponent's layout lets you shift the game to your advantage. That's why it's important to be careful that what moves you make, whether you're attacking or defending. Your dual partners there make it harder for your opponent to read your thoughts. I watch as the duel between Ferris and the viral attackers unfolds before my eyes. Every time a link card and virus card is revealed, waves of excitement ripple through the audience. To understand just how amazing Ferris must be to become a champion all by herself. The audience is on the edge of their seats. As best as I can tell, it looks like the viral attackers are true to their name on the attack. What sort of strategy does Ferris use? I guess you could say she's a slow starter. She spends the first half focusing on reading her opponent's cards, but she plays it safe. And instead, she waits until the end game for a sudden reversal. That's probably how she'll play it this time too. But contrary to Daru's expectations, Ferris charges into the enemy territory with a card equipped with a skill called Line Boost. Undaunted, the virals meet her attack head-on, countering with their own Line Boost equipped cards. Oddly enough, Ferris makes the first move. She waits for the virals to overextend themselves, then snatches one of her cards using her Line Boost equipped card. Now what's it gonna be? We won't know if the card she took was a link card or a virus card until she opens it. The card Ferris snatched is... No way. What happened? I can't believe it. She took a virus card. She almost never goes on the offensive. Maybe the virals are enough of a threat to warrant a change of strategy. Looks like our pussy champ here is frightened by the heavy rock wings of the black peacock. Your fear is showing. I can see your cowardly pussy shivering with these fallen angel eyes of mine. This little strategy change of yours, it's an obvious fake. My elegant evil heart whispers so. I've done my research. You never go on the offensive. You're the cautious thinking type. I know all about your little mind tricks. You can't fool me. That card you attacked with just now is a virus card, no doubt. You think I'll take the bait, don't you? This black nobleman set off a red alarm in your heart, awakened by your wild survival instincts, and that's why you suddenly changed your strategy. But it's too late for that now. Such inelegant tricks as that have no chance to stain our blackness. How do you stain black? I guess paint. For we are the viral attackers, the black justice, the usurpers of Rhinet, the rebellion against this fickle sanctuary. You sure can talk, and I still have no idea what he's saying. I hate those guys. Ferris was radiant when she was greeting the audience, but now her cheer and luster have evaporated in the face of 4 degrees C's taunts. Well, you gotta admit, pressuring your opponent is an important part of Rhinet. If you shake your opponent up, their reaction might help you figure out their card layout. This game sounds pretty hardcore. To tell you the truth, Reinette's more popular with adults than with kids. Even the anime is like that. It's marketed towards kids, but the story's going down a pretty hard route. That and Hirari-chan's sexy. Like I care, perv. Only 3 minutes have passed since the start of the duel, and Ferris is already frowning. She's also fidgeting in her seat, as if there's something bothering her. A laser? What? Look, near her eyes, there's a red dot. It appears in short intervals, so it's difficult to spot, but there's definitely a laser shining in Ferris's eyes. Seriously? Daru stares at her eyes for a few seconds, then shakes his head. I can't tell, but if you're right, Ocarine, then someone in the audience is trying to sabotage her. Damn those virals. Why doesn't the referee stop them? They must be timing so the referee doesn't see. The audience is huge, it's impossible to tell where the beam is coming from. There could be multiple lasers for all I know. Now I get it, this is why Ferris asked me to bring her sunglasses before I time leaped. Put on the damn sunglasses, Ferris. Alas, my telepathic message doesn't reach her. I clench my teeth and stand up. Hey, where are you going? I'm going to find whoever's doing this and stop them. But how are you going to find them in this crowd? I ignore Daru and begin wading through the sea of spectators in search for my target. Meanwhile, the game is still proceeding. Ferris takes the card she used for her first attack, and instead of sending it into the enemy territory for another attack, she pulls it back to fortify her defenses. The Virals respond by unleashing a massive assault on her line. They equipped a card with Lion Boost, which allows them to move twice. Allows it to move twice, and then it unequipped it. Then they equip Lion Boost to another card and move that. It looks like their strategy is to attack in waves. They even seemed willing to make sacrifices to a certain extent. And of course, the Virals are most likely attacking with a mix of both Link cards and Virus cards. In order to survive the onslaught, Ferris is forced to capture some of their cards in retaliation, but each Virus card she tricked into taking puts her at even more of a disadvantage. Ferris looks very unsettled by Forresty's unpleasant smile. The laser attacks must be really getting to her as well. And finally, she makes a careless move that truly seems desperate. Disbelief spreads through the hall. Hey. Looks like this fucking cat got scared of my elegant evil charisma aura and lost her cool heart. Who would have thought the champion would make such an amateurish move? She's just, I bet she'd even fucking bring him on her. I bet she'd even bring him to the fucking stage. Amateurish? I was too busy searching for the Viral's underling in the audience to pay attention to the match, but this new turn of events causes me to look up to the monitor. Ferris has moved one of her pieces to the other side of the board, the entrance to the Viral attacker's server. But the Virals must have used their Virus checker card, because Ferris's card is face up. It's a Virus card. Every card you send into the enemy server is added to your total. Normally, you try to get link cards through as that brings you closer to victory. However, you're not required to reveal any cards you successfully send into the enemy server. So, although it hurts your point total, you technically can send virus cards to your enemy server. But for some strange reason, Ferris is trying to send a revealed virus card into the enemy server. Even if it gets through, she won't be fooling anyone. Moreover, Ferris has already taken 3 virus cards. One more and she'll lose. So she can't send that card through even if she wants to. So what exactly was she trying to accomplish? She really that distracted by the laser beam? Allow this elegant evil storyteller 4C to make a jet black proclamation. In just a few minutes, you'll be demoted to former champion. Someone in the audience echoes 4C's vulgar laughter. So that's where his underlings are. I push my way through the audience. What do you mean push your way through? I push my way through the audience in the direction of the laughter. The rest of the audience starts booing. I guess most writers really do hate the Virals. But Ferris herself doesn't respond to 4C's taunts. She just bites her lip and closes her eyes. Come on, just put on those sunglasses. This cute things only policy of hers is going to cost her the match. Or maybe it's impossible to prevent Ferris from losing. Maybe convergence will bring about the same result, just as Mayuri is doomed to die no matter what I change. The audience gasps. Virals have snatched a link card from Ferris. Now they have a total of 2 link cards. I can feel it. Ferris is losing. But just then I catch sight of a few guys dressed in all black. One of them is serendipitously aiming a pen-shaped object at the stage. It's him. I grab his wrist. Who are you? That's as far as you go. I won't let you interfere with Ferris's match. Why you? Move and I shout. I thrust something into his side. It's future guide number 1, the bit particle gun. I remember how this stuff worked at Moeka on a previous world line, so I brought it just in case. The man freezes. I guess he didn't expect to be held at gunpoint at a children's card game event. Taking advantage of his surprise, I snatch a laser pointer out of his hand, then disappear back into the crowd. The punk starts shouting, but gives up when he can't find me. Good, that takes care of the laser. Now Ferris can focus on the game. A scream goes up from the audience. 4C is snatching another one of Ferris's link cards. That's the 3rd one. The Virals need 1 more to win. Too weak, pussy. But it's your fault for flirting with the system in that getup of yours. Save that vomit-inducing fashion sense for your bedroom mirror. All of your fans are just otakus who want to do you. Does it really make you that happy to have a fan base full of people like that? Ferris doesn't respond. She hasn't said a word since the match started. Yeah, but I got rid of the interference, so Ferris should come up with a reversal any second now. I stare at her, praying for a miracle, and when I do, Ferris once again turns her face away, as if trying to avoid something. What? Is it another laser? Hey, champion, they say your eyes can see into man's soul. They say you have the power to read minds, which makes you a cheater. Even my pure black heart, evil heart can't abide. What, she does? Basically, you ain't human. You're an ugly angel, because you peek into the heart of any poor sap who talks to you. Everyone beware. Keep your distance, or this pussy will steal your every secret by reading your thoughts. And then she'll blackmail you. Hand over your money? Throw your Rhinet match? What will you demand next? The audience begins to murmur. If Ferris does have that kind of power, then it's no wonder she's so good at Rhinet. My Chunibyo imagination starts to run wild, but I try my best to keep it suppressed. Yeah. Exactly. It's pretty much on the money right there. If Ferris really can see through lies, it would explain why she hated the laser beam attacks so much. It would also explain why her moves made so little sense this match. Ferris. Tori. What was that? I used Change Directory, yeah. Change Directory is a special type of card called Terminal Card. Once per game, it allows you to switch the placement of 2 of your own pieces. Of course, you may also pretend to switch them. Additionally, if either of the 2 cards is exposed by the virus checker, it gets flipped back face down. Oh, yeah, that's nice. That song's fucking good. I listen to that shit in the car all the time. I get it. With Change Directory, she can switch out that virus card she placed to the enemy server. And just as expected, Ferris changes the virus card with a card that 4C has surrounded with his cards. Or maybe she just pretended to. Either way, nobody knows which card is the link card and which is the virus card. Nobody, except for Ferris, that is. Pretty interesting ploy, but will it work? Viral attackers whisper to each other. Once they're finished, 4C turns to the circuit mat with a shit-eating grin on his face. You can't touch my heartstrings with a boring move like that. Is this your huge reversal plan? Sorry, but I'm the Black Peacock. No woman can resist. The elegant, evil new generation of the Rhinetter realm. My cool black brain easily sees through your trick. No, that wasn't even a trick. That was a complete blunder, champion. You died oh yeah, that's right, you're playing what's it called, Merciless? Without a moment's hesitation, 4C captures the piece Ferris placed next to his server. I still only have 2 virus cards. One card ain't enough to clip these jet black wings of mine. But if I take just one more Link card, then it's the end of the Grand Cross for you. By the way, that card you're protecting way back in your territory, that's the card you used in the opening. The one you equipped with line boost and used to attack me, as if inviting me to take it. I said it before, but there's no way a scaredy cat like you would send a Link card out where it could be captured. In other words, champion, according to my elegant evil skills of deduction, your last Link card isn't the one you're guarding. It's one of the two you switched. So I don't even have to check. This black peacock's sexual eyes can already see my elegant victory. They can see the contents of your crazy cards. You exchange one virus card and one Link. So all I've got to do is take both, and victory belongs to us black noblemen. Wait, is that right? If the card 4C takes now's Link card, then he wins. But even if it's a virus card, it'll still be a match point, and then he'll know which card to take for sure. It's going to end without Ferris demonstrating any of her power. Card open, and the card displayed on the monitor is virus card. Is it over? The virals have taken 3 Link cards and their 3 virus cards. Match point. But 4C's right, that doesn't even matter. Ferris only has 2 cards left, and 4C already knows which is the Link card and which is the virus card. Ferris's Link card is surrounded by the viral cards. There's nowhere to run. Does that mean Ferris is going to lose? No way. There's gotta be some advice I can give her. I can't think of anything. Yeah, dude, this is... I mean, it's actually pretty well written for how hard this must be to, like, describe with words. The end. The world has dyed black, the closing of this Brynet century. 4C poses as if in ecstasy, with both hands stretched wide and his chin cocked up. His attitude disgusts me. I clench my fists. It looks like I'll have no choice but to time leap again and force Ferris to wear the sunglasses. The black revelations are fulfilled. The pussy champ has fallen from grace to former champ. We, the viral attackers, now raise the curtain to the highest, grandest, sexiest generation. What are you talking about, Nia? Huh? This match isn't over yet, Nian. Ferris is back to her usual speech patterns. She's even got a fearless smile on her face. It's not the look of a Rhinetter facing certain defeat. And then Ferris pulls something out of her ears. Wait, earplugs? Those are the ones I gave her this morning. She wore the earplugs, but not the sunglasses? Why, to catch the opponent unprepared? What dreamy nonsense are you spewing? The match is already won. You're just pawing at the ground. Wait, she wasn't even hearing anything in the first place? Why don't you check the card you just took from Ferris, Nia? What? No way. The card he just took wasn't a Link card. No freaking way. It's the name of all in the name of all that is elegant and evil. That's just impossible. That's bullshit. There's no way you'd shoot yourself in the foot by wasting change directory to switch 2 virus cards. Just turn over the card and see for yourself already, Nia. 4C slowly flips over the card he took from Ferris. The entire audience waits for the card to be revealed, and then displayed on the monitor. What? Just when we all thought the card was a Link card, a virus card, a huge turnaround. She did it. She really turned defeat into victory. It's like she knew exactly what was going to happen. She was in control of the battle all along. The audience goes wild. Their cheers shake the hall. We have our winner, Ferris Nyanyan, 2-time undefeated champion. Congratulations! As the hall rocks with the jubilation of the crowd, Daru and I clasp hands and share in the excitement of Ferris's victory. And then everyone clapped. God, my shoulder's so sore, dude. Ugh. I got my shot today, and they're like, people complain about getting a sore shoulder. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's just a shot. But damn, dude, my shoulder hurts fucking sore. With the tournament over, I wait for Ferris outside the hall. I sent Daru home already. Yeah, I have to come back I have to go back in 3 weeks though. I sent Daru home already. I'll have to tell Ferris about Mayuri soon, and I don't want him to hear it. Hyoma. Suddenly. Yeah, the thing is though is that my brother and my father got the shot before me. They're already fully vaccinated, and both of them got symptoms. So chances are I probably will too. Suddenly Ferris runs up to me, paying no heed to the curious stares of the crowd. She's still in her maid clothes, and she's carrying 2 bouquets of flowers, which she received from her adoring fans. Congratulations on your victory, Ferret. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of cool cutscenes in that game. Ferris jumps at me before I can finish. She jumps into my arms, embracing me, and there's a warm feeling against my cheek. A kiss? Is that a kiss? Thanks for everything, Nia. Ferris smiles innocently. It's like her entire body is glowing with pure joy. No, I can't have you thanking me like this. I need something else from you. What's that, Nia? You mean a kiss isn't enough? So you want to go on a date, Nia? Aw, Kyoma, you're so greedy. But, you know, Ferris doesn't mind, yeah? Ferris puts on an impish smile. I'm glad those earplugs I gave you did the trick, so get off. It's too hot. I forcefully pry Ferris's body off of me. Everyone is staring at us. I'm sorry for doubting you, Nia. It would have been such a close game if I just believed you to begin with, Nia. Ferris bashfully paws at her head. I take that paw of hers and leave the scene. We get to the overpass and finally lose sight of all the tournament spectators. Ferris, now you'll listen to what I have to say, right? Yeah? I brought you sunglasses and earplugs, but I didn't come up here with the idea. Really? Yeah, then who? You did. Ferris looks at me in confusion. To be precise, you 2 hours from now, the first time you lost to the viral attackers' underhanded tactics. And then you asked me to use my time machine to stop them. Your time machine? This was a contract, so to speak. You almost remembered the email you sent to change the past, even though you should have forgotten. You said that you'd remember if you won the Rhinet tournament. Well, do you remember? It's very important, so I need you to try. Ferris stares into my eyes as if she's looking for something. Then she puts a finger against her lips in thought. Finally, she smiles. Ferris was probably pulling your tail, Nia. What? That Ferris was depressed. She lost to the virals, Nia. So when she heard about the time machine, she wanted to use it to win, Nia. Because if she didn't, she'd be too ashamed to see Papa, Nia. I'm sure she just played along with Kyoma and said that she remembered. That's what I think, Nia. That's probably what Ferris would do, Nia. No way. Who would have thought? Damn, I was a fool to trust this cat girl. Should have expected this from how she normally acts. I breathe a deep sigh and lean on the overpass guardrail. So in the end, all that work was for nothing. I still need to fix the warp timeline, but I don't know the contents of Ferris's D-mail. Ferris forgot it ever happened, and it isn't in her send history. What should I do? Kyoma? And suddenly Ferris whispers into my ear. Look into Ferris's eyes, Nia. What? Just look. Ferris's face is right beside mine. Her breath tickles my ears. We're awfully close. Does she plan to kiss me on the lips this time? Her expression is uncharacteristically serious, so I gulp and do as I'm told. I turn to Ferris and stare down into her eyes. Ferris looks up at me, too. If an outsider were to see us, they'd think we were a couple lost in our own world. This is the closest I've ever been to Ferris. I'm captivated by the beauty of her features. Wow, her eyelashes are really long. Nervous, Nia? Of course not. I'm busy solving Fermat's last theorem in my head. In other words, you're nervous, Nia. The truth is, Ferris has only one power, Nia. Your power? Do you mean... It's a secret, but I'll make an exception for Hyoma. Truth is, Ferris can read people's minds, Nia. I call my power Cheshire Break. What you think, Nia? Awesome, Nia? I'm an exception, but the virals knew about it too, didn't they? I had no idea the cat was out of the bag, Nia. I won't deny the existence of supernatural powers. After all, I have one of my own, called Reading Steiner. Ever since I was small, I could tell what Papa's business partners were thinking from the looks on their faces, Nia. It's more like intuition or a sixth sense, Nia. Based on eye movements, facial expressions, and gestures, I can tell when someone's lying, Nia. Wait, so you've been using that power at Rhinet tournaments? Of course, Nia. Ferris is an entertainer, Nia. It's my style to get into a tight spot on purpose so I can make a huge turnaround, Nia. Oh, Yusuke. Besides, if I wear sunglasses, I can't read my opponent's thoughts, Nia. Is that why she didn't put them on? It's because of this power that I knew you weren't lying. But you wouldn't go along with me at all in the beginning, though. You just rubbed my fur the wrong way, Nia. It feels like she's tricking me again. And I can tell you're not lying now. Ferris used that D-mail thing to change the past, Nia. I believe you, Nia. I wish I could remember, but I'm sorry, Nia. I can't remember, Nia. I see. We've reached an impasse. I have no choice but to look for some other way. I suddenly feel intense stares on us. I realize that we're surrounded by people. Are they jealous Ferris fans who think I'm her boyfriend? I shudder at the thought, but I don't think that's the case. Then who are they? Moika's Rounders? Yo. A man clad in black steps forward. Oh, it's the bald spot guy again. What does he want now? I realize that the men surrounding us are all dressed like 4C, so are all of these guys viral attacker underlings? 4C's gaudy white-teethed shine. I've got a word with you, champion. Gaia whispers for me to register an opinion. An objection? You damn pussy. Power to read minds of your opponents? That's bullshit. I know you were cheating. I'm trying to figure out why he wouldn't do that. Because in this timeline, she never actually sent the D-mail. Remember? Because once they send the D-mail, the timeline changes, and they have no recollection of sending the D-mail. He was only able to do that for one of them. It was because it was sent to him. So you can only send a D-mail to counter a D-mail by sending it to the person who received the D-mail. Otherwise, the people won't know what the fuck's happening. She was cheating. You're the ones who were cheating. Ferris doesn't use underhanded tricks like you guys, Nia. The hell you say? I, the Black Nobleman, swear to the god of the elegant evil realm that I never cheat, though sometimes I do other things. Okay, you corrupt white Siamese cat, I ain't gonna accept that defeat. That last change directory was a fraud. You don't have any proof. You seem clueless, so I'll tell you. If I say it's black, it's black. That's the truth of Rhinet. These guys came here to make completely false accusations. It doesn't look like they'll take no for an answer, and they've surrounded us so we can't escape. By the way, your old man's some kind of big shot in Akihabara, isn't he? I bet he pulled strings so they let you win. That's all the hip Rhinetters are, that's what all the hip Rhinetters are saying, you know. By the way, about that Ferris D-mail thing, you know, do not do Ferris D-mail. I was thinking that this whole time. I only just had the brain blast. You're such a scoundrel. You ain't got a bit of elegant evil. That's not a word. You ain't even the white Siamese cat. You're a fat-ass pig crawling in the mud. The crowd goes louder. Beyond the wall of viral henchmen, there are some homebound Rhinette spectators watching from a distance. The virals start jeering loudly. Seriously? I thought it went way too well, but you're telling me it was all rigged? This cat girl's the worst. So that's the kind of person Ferris is, a filthy cheater. That's how it is, champion. No, champion. On your knees, bow before me, the Black Lucifer. 4 degrees C. Rub your head on the ground and beg for mercy. Then forfeit your throne. Do all that, and I swear to Lucifer to forgive you for your deeds. Persona, son Lucifer behind him. That's right. Turn down your victory. And never come back to Rhina Axis battlers again. Quit Rhina, you bitch! Jeers fly from the from the surrounding virals. None of the onlookers approach. I guess they don't want to get involved. Dog, I'll never forget launching whatever the fuck the attack was that like fucking rumbles the fucking earth as Lucifer and doing like 5,000 fucking damage to Maruki. None of the onlookers approach. I guess they don't want to get involved. What a farce. How long do we have to listen to this? Yes, that's the one. Let's go, Ferris. No wonder I couldn't remember it. Gigantomachia. Yeah? I grab Ferris's wrist and force our way through the surrounding virals. As we run from the place, I look back and see... Hold her right there. It's impressive. Horsey and his group are chasing after us. All we can do is run. Phone call now? There's no way I could pick up now. I ignore the call and run even faster. You know what? Those guys are still tailing us, Nian. Just keep running. Just keep running. I think I may have accidentally triggered an ending. While gasping for oxygen, I pulled Ferris by the hand and run faster. While zigzagging through the streets of Akiba until we loop back to UPX, Ferris's home is right next door. We should have gone there first. Woo. My lungs are on fire. My legs are aching. Yuma, look, yeah. What? Ferris tugs at my sleeve, stopping me. I look at where she's pointing, and there I see several unsavory-looking young men clad in black leather loitering near the apartment building's entrance. Damn, they got here first. We can't get in like this, Nia. Let's get out of here. We try to cut through Yodobashi and head to Sowadori, but we get caught en route. There they are. Text the location. Damn, how many of them are there? All we can do is turn back. We won't make any progress if we keep running like this. We need to find somewhere we need to find somewhere we can rest. The lab. We can manage something if we escape there. We need to get there somehow. But there are virals loitering around the lab. There's no way we can get past them. We ended up seeking refuge in the ramen shop behind the lab. Another world line, this was May Queen Yem Squared, where Ferris and Mayuri worked as maids. Why are we stopping here, Nya? We need to run. May Queen's second floor now seems to be the storehouse for ramen shop downstairs. I don't remember it. Actually, that might be the perfect place to hide. I don't even remember if I got it. I take Ferris's hand and run up the stairs. In the empty floor are piles of what seem to be bags of flour. Ferris and I hide behind one such pile. I just hope nobody saw us come in. Let's wait here until those assholes give up. Take out my phone and compose it, and open the open the composed mail screen. I send Daru an SOS. Ferris and I are hiding above Ramen Saburuguru. It's mostly empty with some sacks of wheat flour. Nothing that looks useful has as a weapon, and nothing big enough to hide behind. This message is too long. The viral attackers are chasing us, and I don't think they can be reasoned with. Normally, I'd have no trouble taking on all of them, but I can't use my full strength with Ferris nearby. Bro, send it! Call us a taxi pronto. Jesus Christ, dude. The longest text ever sent. It's hot as hell in here. The running has made me thirsty. If this were May Queen, we'd have air conditioning and I could get something to drink. Yeah? Oh, nothing. I just said the first thing that came to mind, but Ferris looks at me strangely. How do you know the name of the maid cafe that was supposed to open here, Nia? Eh? Oh, I know. We opened up the homepage for a little bit to post maid recruiting information, yeah? Did you see it? It was supposed to open? Ferris organized the cafe's plans and passed it through the conference. It was almost a done deal, Nia. But at the last moment, Papa put his paw down and the plan died, Nia. Papa's such a blockhead. If he left the store to me, it would have been the best maid cafe in all of Japan, with costumes and maids. It would have even pulled customers to Akiba from all the way over to Uenodo and Ikeburo. It's such a waste, Nia. Ueno. I don't know how it's pronounced. How come everything around like Akihabara is like impossible for me to pronounce, apparently? The Akihabara I know entered to cater to fans of games, anime, and moe culture. The current Akihabara is still the electric town of old. This used to be the maid cafe, Maid Queen, but now it's a ramen shop. And if I remember correctly, Ferris wasn't this attached to Rhina Axis battlers in the previous world line. Ferris? No. Akiha Rumiho. Hanya? You're the Akiha daughter and heir, so you go to the Akihabara City Development Conferences too, right? Yeah, I don't attend, yeah. You don't? But didn't you say that? Didn't she say that before the world line changed? Papa's the one who goes to the conferences, Nia. Why would Ferris have to go, Nia? Then why did you go to the conferences? Like I said, I don't. That's right, it makes no sense for a high school girl to participate in development conferences, much less be the mastermind behind the moeification of Akiba. Moe shops began to spring up around 2002, didn't they? Back then, Ferris was still 9 years old. Could this be a clue to the contents of Ferris's D-mail? Your dad's into retro PCs, right? Yeah, by the way, we still haven't found out about the IBM 5100. Has your dad ever sold any or given one away? On another world line, Ferris's dad donated the IBM 5100 to Yanabayashi Shrine. Or was it Ferris who did that? Never, Nia. Papa loves all the PCs he's collected, Nia. He'd never get rid of one, Nia. Then why did he donate the IBM 5100? Do you have any retro PCs, Ferris? I don't get Papa's hobby at all, Nia. Ferris likes cosplay and anime and cute things, Nia. The reason the moe shops disappeared was because Ferris didn't participate in the city's development conferences. I guess that's what the D-mail was about. Let's say you participated in city development ever since you were a child. I'd put moe shops all over Akiba, Nia. Just visit Komima and you'll see the wonder of otaku power, Nia. I'm sure more people would visit Akiba then, Nia. That aside, if you no longer wanted to participate after participating for all that time, how would you stop yourself in the past? Is it some sort of psychological test, Nia? It's just a hypothetical question. Ferris ponders this for a while. A dramatic way would be perfect. What? Like, you see on TV, Nia. Ferris is weak to drama, Nia. I probably got that from Papa, Nien. Really? For example, if Ferris got kidnapped or Suddenly, Ferris falls silent. It's a dark room. I can't read her expression. Kidnapped? Ferris? What's wrong? Ferris suddenly clutches her head. Ugh. My head hurts, Nia. Hey, Kioma, Ferris has been feeling funny since coming to this storehouse, Nia, even though I only came here once back when I was a little kitten. It feels really nostalgic. Like I've been here many times, Nia. What does this mean? Is she messing with me again? No, this feels too real. Her face lights up, and then she grabs my arm. I remember. Remember what? I remember, Nia. The force of her declaration stifles my response. May Queen plus Nia squared. Hilma and Daru, Nia, were regular customers, Nia, and Mayushi worked here too, Nia. Really? You remember that? Ferris nods. And how Kiyoma and Daru talked about the time machine at the store, and how I asked to use it in return for helping find the IBN 5100. And how later I convinced Kiyoma and Daru, Nia, it was weird to compare time to a river. And how I took the blood oath to become a lab mem. I had almost forgotten those things myself. And the D-mail, do you remember what you sent? Ferris lets out a sigh. Her smile suddenly disappears. Don't tell me that's all she remembers. Or was she tricking me again? I remember, but you said you have to cancel it, Nia. Yes, I need to undo the changes made to the past by your D-mail. You can't, Nia. Ferris shakes her head violently and presses her body against me again. We're alone in this dim storehouse. I can feel her hot breath against my cheek. I clicked off the game. Fuck. There's no one here to see us. We're safe. I feel myself getting excited by our proximity. No, I need to keep my cool. You can't undo it, Nia. Please listen, Ferris. Mayuri's life depends on it. Eh? Mayushi's? If we don't return to the world line, to normal, if I don't get that IBN 5100, then Mayuri will die. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's the truth. So please, I need to send another D-mail and cancel the one you... The wish Ferris made with her D-mail... Ferris cuts in as if to silence me. Her eyes are wet, reflecting the dim light. The wish Ferris made was to save Papa, who died 10 years ago, Nia. What? I exchanged the past where Papa died for a past where he didn't die, Nia. You mean that kind-looking man, her father, died 10 years ago? That's consistent with everything now that I think about it. Ferris really has remembered her D-mail. Now that I know the result, all I have to do is send the cancellation D-mail. But it's not so simple. I need to cancel the D-mail that prevented her father's death 10 years ago. Isn't that the same as killing him again? I hear the door open and quickly cover Ferris's mouth with my hand. Is Ferris really hiding in here? Someone saw two people who look like them go inside. Crap. Someone saw us? We need to do something. If they call their friends, we're done for. Seriously, Kurisu? Well, answer it. Where are you? So, you were here, Ferris. Yeah? Okay, can you hear me? We called a taxi, but it'll take some time to get there. Kurisu. You exposed us to pursuers. They're right in front of us. Hey, come out. There's no point in hiding. I see, then I'll lecture you on how to escape. You're in the same place you were before, right? The men are... Oh, she's gonna teach us how to do like a dust explosion or some shit. The men are approaching our hiding spot, but because the room is dark, it seems they can't tell where we are. I listen carefully to Kurisu's voice. Scatter the flower and make a break for it, okay? Okay, never mind. Scatter the flower, then switch on the light. Now I get it. Roger, over and out. Then I see the light reflect off something. One of the men has a butterfly knife. He opens the blade with a flourish. quickly rip open a nearby wheat flour sack and toss its contents into the air. The scattered white powder shines in the sunlight through the window. What the hell? I can't see. Slipping past the disoriented men, I carry Ferris towards the exit. Right next to the exit, I see the light switch. I push Ferris out first, then flip the switch right before shutting the door. Right as we get out, the sound of firecrackers resounds from the other side of the door. A dust explosion. I've seen this same trick used by guys like MacGyver and Master Sheaton. How the fuck did that work then? He just turned on the lights. Is that enough to trigger one? That should distract them long enough for us to escape. Ferris coughs, shaking wheat flour off of her clothes and hair. But there's no time to spare. The taxi still isn't here, but it's not like we can wait for it. We need to leave here now. Brings back happy memories of Akane. Ah, oh, fuck, my arm. Ah, my shoulder. However, oh, fuck, dude. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. It's getting worse. You're not getting away. Get the crap. We were headed for the lab, but got ambushed. Oh no. Soon Ferris and I are surrounded by men with fires of hatred burning in their eyes. Yo, we got you now. The crowd parts down the middle and Forsey steps forward wearing a hat. I'll tell you one thing. You can't escape my totally bad black aura. I shield Ferris in my body. Forsey cracks his knuckles and smiles. I always fight the system, and once again, my elegant evil story ends in perfect victory. Stop. Don't you lay a finger on me. The only thing I can do to stop faltering is to go into the Hyoyin Kyoma mode. If you take another step, the power of my right arm will break free. Always at the front line of the scene stands one man. That one man is the peacock flapping its black wings. Calm down, right arm of mine. No, the seal is coming undone. Run away, all of you. Your lives are in jeopardy. I'll elegantly floor you with my crazy dance. The one chosen by the jet black wings is none other than I. No, my right arm. My right hand. Please, stop. I don't want to kill anymore. Yeah. Hey, what the hell is he doing? Something strikes the top of my head. One of the virals threw a can at me. Don't let him trick you. He's just a textbook Chunibyo case. Yeah, like, you guys can talk. Whatever, just kick his ass. Very well, then prepare yourselves. Releasing restrictions. Before I can finish, Forsey kicks me in the solar plexus. Kyoma grabs the top of my head and knees me repeatedly. Finally, he lets go of my hair. I start coughing as soon as I hit the ground. Next, Forsey lays into me with heavy kicks to the head and body. I raise my arms to protect my face. I told you, man. The coolest ice burns. That's frostbite, you idiot. Why you? Starts stomping at me with his booted heels. Kyoma, all I can feel is pain. I abandon all thought and wait for the storm to pass. Stop it, Nia. Don't hurt Kyoma anymore. Don't tell me what to do. I listen to the whispers of Gaia. Forsey grabs my thumb in both hands, then he starts to twist. Stop it. Someone help. Hear a sound. A car's exhaust. The honking of a horn. A limousine barrels into the alley at terrific speed. Everyone screams and scatters to avoid it. Smell of burnt rubber. The tire tracks on the asphalt. The limousine stops right in front of my fallen body. The back door opens. Get inside. Papa. Papa. I can't even stand up. There's no strength in my body left. My vision's blurry, too. The slender arms wrap my body, pulling me towards the car. The soft scent of citrus tickles my nose. Hang in there, Nia. I let her help me into the limousine. Wait, you're not getting away. The door shuts, cutting off his shouting. The car speeds off like a bullet. There's a softness under my head. We're inside the limousine. My head is resting on Ferris's lap. Every inch of my body feels like it's on fire. At the same time, there's a terrible cold in my bones. I barely hear. My ears are ringing. The urge to vomit has receded, at least. They really messed me up. According to Ferris's dad, he was racing to UPX to congratulate Ferris when he saw us. A fortunate coincidence indeed. Is this also the choice of Steins Gate? I really need to thank you, Okabe-kun. Thank you for protecting my daughter. Protecting? No hero. If I had the strength, I would prostrate myself right now before this man. I wasn't able to do anything against those guys. I was pathetic. Absolutely not. You saved my daughter's life. I clicked off the fucking game again because I'm a fucking retard. He shakes my hand firmly in gratitude. Papa, I thought I told you not to push yourself since you got important work to do. You should listen to me, Nia. Ferris looks happy as she says that. However, I recall what Ferris told me in the ramen shop. The wish Ferris made was to save Papa, who died 10 years ago, Nia. If that's true, then to return to the original world line, I have to erase her father, to kill him, essentially. I always keep my promise to you, Rumiho. I made that decision long ago. Papa, thank you, Nia. The limousine soon reaches Ferris's home. I mean, he's just Satan, so I mean, I'm sure he'll come back. You know, he isn't affected by things like time, right? I mean, come on. There's no way this guy isn't like a dapper Satan. So you're looking for an IBM 5100. That's right. I heard you were an enthusiast retro PC collector. Do you know anything about it? I ended up eating dinner at Ferris's apartment. Ferris's father was extremely grateful to me and invited me up. I would have been okay with just borrowing the shower, but he even prepared a change of clothes for me, and he even told me I could stay since it's still too dangerous to go outside. During the meal, I try asking about the IBM 5100, ignoring the pain I feel throughout my body. It's quite an... guys... something wrong with this situation. Let me just make sure I'm not getting this wrong. Yes, there's something wrong here. This shouldn't say Ferris's home. It should say something else. It should say the fucking hospital. Because Rintaro... Dude, the dude could be internally bleeding. It's quite unusual for a man your age to know about the eye. He could have a fucking concussion, broken teeth. You know, his ears were ringing. He could have ruptured something inside of him. When someone gets beat down like that, you don't just sit down. You know, get your fluids, take a Tylenol. Just give it time. You'll be fine. You'll be back to work tomorrow. No, this man needs to go to the fucking hospital. It's quite unusual for a man your age to know about the IBM 5100. He smiles when I bring up his hobby of collecting old PCs. I didn't have one. I gave it away. I did have one. I gave it away, though. You gave it away? Yeah, I had a compelling reason. He glances at his daughter. Ferris keeps eating her meal shyly. silently. Did you donate it to Yanabayashi Shrine? To a shrine? No. No? All of the strength drains from my body were my efforts for nothing? I don't think Hashida-san, who entrusted the IBM 5100 to me, could ever forgive me for what I did. Ah, yes, so Suzuha gave him the IBN. Hashida, as in Hashida Suzu? Ferris' dad nods. Suzuha's pseudonym. My pulse rises instantly upon hearing that name. She did it. She found an IBN 5100. She brought it to Akiba. She completed her mission. Tears well up in my eyes, I bite them back. This is an old story, a story from before my company got as big as it is. Rumiho was kidnapped. The kidnapper demanded an unthinkable ransom. Maybe I should have mortgaged the company instead. But at that moment, something appeared, like a godsend, offering a large sum of money to buy my IBN 5100. I sold it, which gave me enough to prepare Rumiho's ransom. Let's not talk about that, Nia. For some reason, Ferris's face turns red with embarrassment. If I had to say, her dad seems really happy to tell this story. Not something you'd expect from a kidnapping story. So, who was the buyer? A French businessman, I believe. I think I still have his contact information. Would you like it? I politely declined the offer. There's no way the IBM 5100 will arrive from France in time, and I doubt we could afford to pay for it anyway. Plus, there's a high possibility the buyer is related to CERN or the Rounders. I clench my fists, then open it again. Why won't you return to me, IBM 5100? It's well past midnight and I'm still awake. My body hurts too much to sleep, and then there's the question eating at my mind. What should I do? How can I cancel the D-mail that saved Ferris's father? My encounter with the man himself has given birth to unnecessary internal conflict. I'm about to steal Ferris's father away from her. I need to do it to save my Yuri. But does that give me the right to play God? I hear a knock, and then the door opens. Kiyoma? Oh, Ferris, still awake? May I come in? Normally, Ferris would have added "yeah" to the end of that question. Yeah. Without waiting for my answer, Ferris steps inside. Then she sits next to me on the bed. She's not wearing her cat ears. Thanks for earlier. When the viral gang started chasing me, I was really scared. Did she have a fever or something? Why is she talking normally? She usually pretends to be a cat girl. Does this mean she's not using her Ferris persona? Can't escape this fucking game right now. Is this the real Akiha Rumiho? I clicked off the game again. I fucking can't stop, apparently. It's actually refreshing to hear Ferris talk normally like this. It excites me for some reason, like she's showing me a side of herself that no one has ever seen. That was the first time I ever felt such black emotion from a huge crowd of people. Those guys were obsessed with black. She slaps me in the knee lightly. Come on, I'm trying to be serious. What? Even her retort is normal. The person sitting in front of me isn't a cat-eared maid, and she isn't the Rhinet champion. She's just a normal girl. Does it still hurt? No, I'm fine. Bullshit. Okabe-san, I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't been there. I shiver just thinking about it. Don't correct yourself like that. Just call me what you usually do. Ferris sighs. Anyway, Kiyoma, I can't thank you enough. Thank you, honestly. You know, Kiyoma, you're my prince. Prince? What's with the fairy tale talk? She's giving me goosebumps. This calls for Hoyin Kiyoma. I am not a prince. I am an insane mad scientist, and... Before I finish, Ferris throws herself on top of me. She wraps her arms around me tightly. Ferris? I want you to call me Rumiho. No, Ferris is Ferris, remember? This is bad. What should I do? What does Ferris want? Hey, I think it's time to end this. You went back in time and risked your life to save me. So, I want to grant your wish too. But, to swallow the rest of my words, granting my wish would mean erasing her father's existence. My heart aches. They fade out, but she's still here. It's like this with Suzuha too. I erased everything that Suzuha had shared with us in 2010, including her memories of meeting her father. I did it for the sake of my personal goal, to save Mayuri. Must I once again sacrifice someone else's dream? It was on my 8th birthday. Still clinging to me, Ferris looks down and begins her story. I wanted Papa to take a break from work so he could spend time with me. Papa's company wasn't as big back then, so he worked every day, morning to night. I never got to see him. The present I wanted most was for him to spend one whole day with me. And Papa promised. He promised he'd spend the entire day with me, no matter what. But... yeah, I mean, yeah. He was mostly just trying to be, he's just mostly being like a scientist who didn't take into account the consequences. Something came up and he had to break his promise the day before. I was so afraid that Papa didn't really love me. So on my birthday, I ran away from home. I wanted to make Papa worry. Can we get a better fucking shot than this? Ferris pauses here for a time. Then she looks up at me and continues with tears in her eyes. The plane Papa was on made a bad landing. Only one person died in the accident. Everyone else was unharmed. Don't tell me. The one casualty was Papa. Sorry, I did a deeper voice for her. That was before the world line changed. I couldn't believe the world would be so cruel to me. I hate you, Papa. You should just die. Those are the last words I ever said to him. And that's how our relationship ended forever. I can hear the tears in her voice. I loved him, so why? Why did I say those things to him? I always felt guilty because of what I said. I always wished I could go back in time and change what happened. Then, did fate guide us to each other? When I heard you talk about your time machine, I thought I was being given a chance. Ferris, Rumiho, that's enough for today. You don't have to say anything more. No, let me finish. Ferris doesn't let go of me. She sniffles and wipes away her tears, putting on a smile. I'm okay now. Papa came to save me, so I know how much he really loves me. I really enjoyed having this time to spend with him. It was like a gift to us from heaven. But now you need to change things back to the way they were. But Mayushi is a very important friend to me. If Mayushi's in danger, I'll do anything to save her. Sorry. Were you listening? This current reality isn't reality at all, but rather a gift to my father and me. Or maybe I should call it a dream. Papa doesn't belong in this time. You're just turning things back to normal. Thank you for letting me have this dream, Kiyoma. Are you really okay with that? Ferris buries her face into my chest. Actually, I'm not okay at all. I remember how things were before the world changed. Yeah, but I also remember how everything was after the world changed, you know? I'm actually kind of freaking out right now. What happened before the change and after the change are all mixed up inside me. I don't know which one is real anymore. But if I try to fight it, it'll just make you sad, won't it? I don't want to make you sad. You're my prince, after all. We can do something. There might be a world where you don't lose your dad and Mayuri doesn't die. If we try... It's okay. I've accepted it. I don't want to run away anymore. There's nothing I can say to that. So instead, I tightly embrace her slender body. Thank you. Hey, is it okay if I cry a little? Before we change things back, is it okay if I cry for Papa? He's already crying, but I don't say anything. Instead, I silently nod. Ferris's body trembles with emotions as I hold her. Her father is sleeping in the next room, so she probably doesn't want him to hear. She cries into my chest, muffling her sobs. We went into the ramen shop that used to be May Queen. And all the memories of May Queen, since it was such a huge and important, you know, like basically like a memory center for her, she basically got like nostalgia or deja vu, and it triggered her memory of the other world line. It's almost noon. Yeah. Hey kids, hey Rinther, I was hungry. Do you want any snacks? I let you into my house. I make you a guest. And this is how you repay me. I feel dizzy. It's like my brain is rusty. My whole body is heavy with fatigue. The pain from my wounds has subsided, thankfully, but in the end, I couldn't sleep a wink. I promised Ferris that we commence the operation at noon. Until then, we wait at Ferris's apartment. I've already contacted Daru and the others back at the lab. Bang my daughter. I just went, you bang my daughter, yeah. He starts talking like that. I told them we'd be performing an experiment today. Alright, sad music time. Kioma? Ferris? I can see the traces of tears on her face. The sight makes my heart ache. I'll go say my last goodbyes to Papa now, Nya. Oh? Her usual speaking habits returned the second she donned on her cat ears. What a nifty piece of equipment. Let me be alone with Papa for a while, Nya. Maybe I should say wait. Maybe I should say sorry. But I say nothing to Ferris's back as she heads to her father's study. By the time Ferris finishes her farewells with her father and comes out of the study, the phone wave named subject to change's settings are already complete. I contact Daru at the lab and make sure the Braun Tube Workshop's 42-inch CRT is turned on. Now all we have to do is send the email. I'm pretty sure answering Daru's fucking call would either initiate a new ending or wouldn't do anything. But I'm pretty certain not answering Kurisu would have ended the game again. I answered it not because Kurisu could help me. I answered it because fucking stop the phone ringing because, you know, we're trying to hide. That's why I answered it. But we're back like on the anime timeline, so I know I made the right choices to get the true ending so far. But I hesitate. Instead of meeting Ferris's eyes, I look down at my feet. An eternal separation from her father. I wonder what Ferris is thinking now. Don't be like that, Kioma. You've done nothing wrong, Nyan. But Nyan, no more talking yet. Okay. Can't stay sad when Ferris is trying to cheer me up. I steel myself for what I need to do. Yesterday, just before she left the room, Ferris told me the contents of the first D-mail she sent. 1 mil for your kid. Take the train. That mail stopped her father from getting on the airplane. As a result, he didn't die. But that wasn't the only effect it had on the timeline. Her father needed to sell the IBN 5100 to prepare the 100 million yen ransom. As a result, Ferris never donated the IBN 5100 to the Yanabayashi Shrine. With her father alive, Ferris didn't participate in Akihabara's city development conferences. Otaku-oriented businesses never took root in Akiba. May Queen never opened. Ferris wasn't as busy, which allowed her to join the Rhinet tournament circuit. In other words, this world line's Ferris has a normal life. On the world line I came from, Ferris was not only a student, but also the heir to her father's company, an influential member of Akihabara's development board, and a part-time maid waitress. Which life is better for her? Which will give her greater happiness? That's not my decision, it's hers. And her decision is to return to the way things were. I'm just here to help her wake up from this dream. Ferris has already entered the cancellation D-mail. JK on ransom. I love you, Papa. See you soon. These are Ferris's true last words to her father. When we change things back, will my memories of this world disappear, Nya? Of course not. You'll remember. You have memories from both worlds right now, don't you? Is that why you're so desperate to help Ferris, Nya? That's open to your interpretation. I feel my cheeks warm, so I hang my head to hide my face. Ferris doesn't want to forget her time with Kiyoma, Nya. Thank you. I take Ferris's phone. I'm sorry, Ferris. I lied to you. I need to make a note. Not to overwrite save 1. Actually, we can lock that. That's right. I forgot. You can lock saves. Right? Or did it auto-save over it? No, it didn't. Okay. Because there's like either 1, 2, or 3 endings here that we maybe could have got. I don't know, because I don't know how to get the endings. But there were 3 times where it was optional, it seemed, to pull out your phone. I could be wrong, but it seemed optional. So I'm gonna keep this locked so we can go back later and see if we can get those endings. My head spins. I feel faint. Slowly the world reasserts itself. I have teleported to the lab development room. Ferris is standing next to me. Reading Steiner is telling me that the world line has changed. Additionally, the injuries the viral attackers inflicted on my body have vanished, so has the pain. Ferris is standing in the center of the room, looking around. The tears that were in her eyes just a moment ago are gone. Kyoma, do you know where Ferris's phone went yet? Just a moment ago, Ferris was fighting to hold back her tears, but that Ferris is no more. In her place is the usual, cute, cheerful Ferris with an impish smile on her face. I look at the phone in my hand. It's not my phone, but one with several cute, girly cat doll phone straps attached. Here's your phone. Yeah? Ferris walks up to me with a teasing smile on her face. She pokes at my fingers with her index finger. Kyoma, did you see what's inside, Nya? Ferris gently takes her phone from my hand. If you did see it, then please forget about it, Nya. Can't let that cat out of the bag, Nya, or else they will awaken, Nya. Come on, Kyoma. You're supposed to say something, Nya. Like, who the hell are they or something, Nya? Oops, I'm sorry. Before we sent the D-mail, Ferris said she didn't want to forget, and I lied that she would surely remember. Kyoma's acting weird, Nya. You usually act all pompous and Nya. I embrace Ferris suddenly, pulling her to me tightly as I can. Sorry. Ferris remembers nothing. Nothing about her victory at the Rhinonet tournament. Nothing about our escape from the viral attackers. Nothing about her father riding up in the limousine to save her. Nothing about how we talked alone in her bedroom. Nothing. She remembers nothing. Everything that happened on that world line was undone. What happens to that world line? I don't know. Maybe, like Suzuha said, it still exists as another possible world line, or maybe it ceased to exist the moment I sent the D-mail. You'd have to be a god to observe each and every world line, so it's pointless to worry about it. But one thing is clear. I can never return to that world line again. Ferris can never see her father again. Yuma, this is really bold of you, Nya. Maybe she's in the next room. She'll find out, you know. Yeah. I'm sorry. The only thing I can do is apologize. On this world line, Mayuri invited Ferris to come hang out at the lab. Apparently, she came to see a costume Mayuri had made. Hey, Mayuri. Kaede-chan's had a fight with her boyfriend. How do I get them to make up? Mayushi's never had a fight with anyone, so I think it's mysterious. I couldn't fight with a person I like. You mean the stage play? Since when do you have someone you like? I figured you'd put food before romance. Yes, it's mysterious. Why are people so cruel to each other? It's because you're a gentle girl, Mayuri. She is a gentle girl, but that's a good thing. In this crazy fucking story, we need something to anchor us back to reality. Ferris has work after this, so she soon leaves the lab. After seeing Ferris off, I head towards the Anabayashi Shrine. On the way, I stop at Chidori and take a look around. Dude, the Toradora poster's back. Sweet. They're back. The Moe stores exist again. Anime, Tor Anoana, Manadorake, Gamers, Lamtara, Melon Books, Asobit City. They've all returned to the streets of Akiba. There's a gigantic anime-themed banner hanging from soft map building. Maids walk the street, handing out leaflets. Cosplaying girls advertise in storefronts, but the return of this familiar scenery brings no relief to my heart. There is only pain, for everything I see confirms that Ferris has lost her father. But I can't stop here. I shake my head and hurry to the shrine. On the way, I notice that the satellite is missing from Radikan's rooftop. Of course it is. Suzuha's gone. The thought brings a new pang of grief to my heart. Before this is over, how much more pain will I shoulder? I pass beneath the archway and enter the silent courtyard. I walk up to the main building and jab the intercom. After a few presses, I get a reply. Yes, who is... Ah, Okabe-san. Lukiko comes out. Girly as always, even though he's a guy. No, wait, that Lukiko is a genuine girl. Lukiko, someone should have donated an old computer to the shrine several years ago. Can you ask your dad about it for me? Old computer? I think Lukiko went pale when I mentioned the computer. She lowers her face immediately, so I can't be certain. I'll go call my dad. Lukiko hurries inside. It looks like she knows something. Lukiko's dad soon appears. Well, if it isn't Hoyin-kun, thank you for taking care of my daughter. I rush the greeting and get down to business. If I'm not mistaken, there was an old computer donated to the shrine about 10 years ago. Do you know about it? An old computer? Why, yes, I do remember that. Really? Yes. Finally, I've returned to the world line with the IBN 5100. Please, I need to see it. Sure. Please, wait here. Lukiko's dad heads inside the sanctuary in the back. Bro, they're all heavy, too. Lukiko's been silent this whole time. She keeps touching her hair and looking around nervously. Something is definitely wrong with her. Are you afraid of me, Lukiko? Eh? I understand. I mean, I touched your, naughty bits, I guess. Yeah, you know, it doesn't help when you fucking sit, oh, whatever. Crap, I just made things more awkward. I didn't have to say it like that. I'm not afraid of you, Okabe-san. That was really embarrassing, though. Sorry. Okay. By the way, do you know about the IBM 5100? Yeah, no, small talk is out the window now. I'm sorry, buddy. No. Kiko shakes her head in an unnatural way. I've never heard of it, but when I called you before, it sounded like you knew about it. No, Lukiko's looking more and more uncomfortable. Maybe I'm pushing her too hard. I should back off. I did a terrible thing to this girl. So I might be best if I stop treating her as my disciple. I need to treat her like a lady from now on. If I don't, I could get sued for sexual harassment or charged with an attempted rape or indecency or something. You still could. But how exactly do I treat her like a lady anyway? I just treat everyone the same pretty much. Yeah, it's not just you, Lukiko. I grab everyone's genitals. So, you're not gonna wear the costume I already made? Oh, no. Because it's embarrassing? Oh, because it's embarrassing? Yeah. Yes. Why is this girl so lacking in confidence? I guess she can't help it if it's in her nature. But I didn't say her reason for becoming a girl was to gain confidence in the first place. Didn't she say her? Yeah, but didn't she say that? And yet she's a girl now and she still seems the same inside. That's strange. Lukiko's dad returns. His timing is good. My conversation with Lukiko wasn't going anywhere. Did you find it? I try asking just in case, but he looks confused. Obviously something unexpected has happened. Well, I couldn't find it. You couldn't find it? I remember receiving an old computer, but it's not in the storehouse anymore. The IBM 5100 isn't here? I press my hands to my temples and stifle a groan. The world line is still twisted. The IBM 5100 is like a mirage floating in front of me. I can see it, but never reach it. Pardon my asking, but the PC was donated by Akiha Rumiho-san, correct? How did you know? Do you know her by chance? We're friends. Rumiho-chan has grown up to be a splendid young lady, hasn't she? It was when she was still in elementary school. She came to visit with her butler, Kuroki-san. But why did that computer disappear? I thought someone might have stolen it, but everything else is untouched, and the lock wasn't broken. This contradicts Lukiko's statement. Lukiko said she didn't know about the IBM 5100. Luka, do you know anything about it? I've been cleaning the sanctuary the past few years. Have you been cleaning the sanctuary the past few years, haven't you? Once again, Lukiko hangs her head, almost shaking with fear. Her hands are trembling. Lukiko, what's wrong? I try asking again, but she doesn't raise her head. I don't know anything. The look on her face betrays her. Lukiko is lying. But why? Remember, she shouldn't even know about the IBM 5100. Why does she know? Because the world line changed, there's no other answer. Her D-mail must be the cause. In Ferris's case, I didn't know what her D-mail was about, but in Lukiko's case, I already know what it is. I want to be a girl. The D-mail must have had an influence upon Lukiko beyond Lukiko's sex, the butterfly effect. It somehow changed the location of the IBM 5100. It was like that with Suzuha and with Ferris. I can't help but think that the universe itself is keeping the IBM 5100 away from me. At any rate, when Lukiko sent her D-mail, reading Steiner activated, meaning the D-mail changed the world line. Oh, sweet. Just keep rolling. If the IBM 5100 won't return to me on this world line, then my next step is to cancel Lukiko's D-mail. In other words, I need to turn Lukiko back into a guy. Suddenly, I feel dizzy. It's not heat stroke, and it's not reading Steiner. How am I going to explain this to Lukiko herself? Just the other day, when I called Lukiko a guy, she cried. Then Kurisu and Mayuri ganged up on me. Can I get Lukiko to go back to being a guy without stirring up trouble? This is going to be tough. Maybe I should consult someone about this. At first, I considered consulting Kurisu, but I don't think I should talk to a girl this time. Let's think a little. Let's call Daru. I visit Mr. Brown's house. The divergence meter is here. I need to know what it says. Canceling Ferris's D-mail appears to have raised the value by about 0.05. Little by little, I'm approaching the goal of 1% divergence. The number gives me courage. Afterwards, Mr. Braun recounts his memories of Hashida Suzu just as he did on a previous world line. I stay until he's finished. Which one's gone away? It's past 6 p.m. when I get back to the lab. Welcome back, Corrine. To Teru. There are 2 girls in the lab, Mayushi and Kurisu. Who is this Corrine? Well, welcome back flows so well into Ocarine, doesn't it? When you put them together, it's doubly delicious. It's not delicious. It's a greeting I can only use for Ocarine, so why not? Where's Daru? Probably at May Queen. May Queen. So that's back too. So when Ferris said she had work, she meant at May Queen. What about you, Mayuri? You work here too. You work there too, don't you? Of course I do. You know that, Ocarine. You're so weird. Mayushi's taking a break to prepare for Komima tomorrow. The timeline has been corrected, it seems, at least in part. I should stop by May Queen when I have time. I'll visit sometime when Mayuri and Ferris are working. I didn't realize it until it was gone, but I think I really like that maid cafe. Yeah, there's obvious reasons. Kurisu's reading a Western book. It's the same book as always. It's pretty hefty, so it must take a long time to read. I walk past her and enter the development room. There sits the time leap machine. Today is Saturday the 14th of August. The first time Mayuri died, it happened on Friday the 13th. After Suzuha's sacrifice changed the world line, Mayuri died on the 14th instead. Her death was delayed 24 hours exactly. If that pattern continues, her death in this world line should occur tomorrow the 15th. Just to be safe, I should buy a few days with the time leap machine. I'll need time to solve Lukiko's problem. I should time leap right away. Just before entering the lab, I peek into the Brontube workshop. The 42-inch CRT was on, so there's no problem there. Still, I need to make a fucking another save. Just in case this is optional. Okabe, what are you doing? Thought you weren't going to. I thought you weren't going to. By the time Kurisu starts talking, the discharge phenomenon has already started. Unpleasant sound pierces my ears. My vision ripples, my flesh and soul momentarily feel separate. I grab my right wrist, I close my eyes, take a deep breath, and wait for my pulse to return to normal. I took 2 time leaps, traveling a total of 57 hours into the past. Worst is over, and all that's left is a headache. I need to cancel Lukiko's D-mail on this world line. I sit down in a pipe chair and try to come up with a plan. Nothing. I've been searching for a way to tell Lukiko the truth, but every mental simulation I run ends with her in tears. Suppose that's to be expected. After all, I've already seen it happen once. I mistook Lukiko for a guy, and she ended up in tears. I mean, Lukiko cries at just about anything. To broach the topic now would be like poking an open wound. Damn it, looks like I have no choice but to ask Kurisu. She's a girl, so she should understand how Lukiko feels. Yeah, all girls are the same. They're just a hive mind. They think all alike. I call Kurisu out to the bench in front of the Brontube workshop. We're alone. It seems serious. Yes, I have a difficult problem that requires delicacy to resolve. Delicacy? That's like the exact opposite of what everyone expects from you. That's why I wanted to ask a girl. Plus, you're my assistant, so I need you to save my ass this instant. Classic Okabe! Oh, you. Why do you need to ask a girl anyway? I give her the rundown, including how many times I've time leaped and what happened with Suha and Ferris. How many times have I explained this to her now? This time she believes me more readily than I had expected. The only thing she doesn't believe is the story about Lukako. Urushibara-san is actually a guy? That's totally ridiculous. But it's the truth. It was the truth. So basically, she wrinkles her brow in thought. She looked like Hashida? Crap, I got a mental image there for a second. Judging by her expression, so did Kurisu. You grimace. Unacceptable. There's no way such a cute girl was a guy. Hey, hold your horses. I never said Luko looked like a guy. He actually looked pretty much the same. He was always androgynous, so much you couldn't help but think he was secretly secreting excess female hormones or something. As a result, I didn't even notice when Luko became a girl at first and made a fatal mistake. It looked like she does now. Kurisu's gaze wanders for a bit. Acceptable. What? Anyway, you want to turn her back into a guy? Unless we do, Mayuri dies. Mayuri's life is tied to Urushibara-san's gender. That's so crazy it doesn't seem real at all. Have you come up with a solution? Of course, I'll have Lukako turn back into a guy. I don't know if she's going to appreciate that. That's why I'm consulting you, so I can find a way to do this without, well, hurting her the least. Take a mouthful of Dr. P in a vain attempt to quiet my frustration. If only I hadn't been so careless. I shouldn't have let so many people send D-mails. This is my punishment. I must shoulder the pain of everyone who used the D-mail. Suzuha, Ferris, and now Lukako. Regret won't change anything. There's only one piece of advice I can give. Christina sighs, blowing her bangs. Don't say anything to Urushibara-san. What do you mean? Based on what you've told me, you have the advantage this time. I already know the contents of the D-mail. You already know the contents of the D-mail. So you don't have to tell her. Him. Him. You don't have to tell Urushibara-san. Just send the cancellation D-mail. You mean pose as Lukako and send the email to her mother myself? If the world line changes, then that will be undone. In which case, ethical concerns don't really matter. The end justifies the means, a philosophy worthy of a scientist. Just one problem. I don't know her mother's pager number. What? Are you an idiot? Why didn't you write it down? I didn't think I would need it. Kurisu clicks her tongue. She rubs her brow with her fingers while muttering and thinking. What if you just ask for the pager number directly? Think up a good excuse. That's gonna look suspicious. What are you scared of? That's not the vain and arrogant Okabe I know. Vain and arrogant? That was uncalled for. I don't have time to be Hoyun Kuma now. Just make up some nonsense like how you always do. I mean, you know how gullible she is, right? Wow, I hate myself for saying that. I'm a bad girl. Kurisu hangs her head. Maybe I should just tell her the truth. Sincerity will work better than underhanded tricks, I think. A mad scientist sincere? That's a good one. It's more like you to say, I'll brainwash her. Mwahaha. I'm being serious, damn it. I will shoulder Lukako's pain. That's my responsibility. When I cancel that D-mail, the fact that she was a girl will be undone. I'm the only one who can carry that burden. So, what are you talking to me for? Go to her now and tell her what you told me. Yeah, you're right. That's my only choice. As always, there are only a few worshippers at the shrine. I guess that's how it can keep its dignified silence, even though it's less than a 10-minute walk from Akihabara Station. Ah, Okabe-san. Lukiko is sweeping the courtyard. I'm sorry I left Samidare in my room. No, that's okay. Really? Crap. Now that we're face to face, I can't bring myself to tell her the truth. Is something wrong? Well, I recalled Lukiko's crying face. She looked very sad when I called her a guy. If possible, I don't want to make her cry again. Why am I acting so weak? I can't stop here. I swore I would do anything to save Mayuri. And when Lukiko said he wanted to be a girl, he probably only said that out of curiosity. If I explained everything properly, I doubt she'll refuse to become a guy. Lukiko. Yes? I grab her by the shoulders and pull her close. Lukiko's cheeks instantly turn bright red. Please, listen carefully. The truth is, you used to be a guy. Have some grace. No reaction. Or so I thought. Then tears start welling up in Lukiko's eyes. You're saying that again? Damn, I made her cry again. But this time I don't back down. Listen, unless you turn back into a guy, Mayuri will die. I explained everything. About time travel, about the D-mail Lukiko sent, about Mayuri's fate, about how to avoid it. I talk and talk without pausing for a breath. Finally, I'm done. You're choking, right? Her voice is trembling. I can't believe any of it. This is more role-playing, right? You're being Kyoma-san, right? Right? She backs away from me, shaking her head. I clicked off the game again. I don't like that backstory. It hurts, and I think it would hurt Mayuri-chan too. I know you're confused, hearing this so suddenly, but it's all true. I've witnessed her death countless times. I'm sorry, I know I'm being selfish, but I'm begging you to save Mayuri. I need you to become a guy again. Please tell me you're joking, Okabe-san. I can't possibly be a guy. I don't want to be. I've always been a girl, ever since I was born. This is cruel. And why do I have to hear it from you, of all people? I'm so embarrassed. This isn't right. Lukiko covers her face with both hands to snuff out her sobs. What's to be embarrassed about? I have a harder time thinking of you as a girl anyway. Lukiko jerks like someone poked her with a cattle prod. Her crying has stopped. What did I do? That's how me? Well, I couldn't hear you. She lowers her hands and looks at me. Then she smiles, a soft, sorrowful smile. So that's how you think of me. Then Lukiko shakes off my hands and runs away. Lukiko, wait! She doesn't stop even when I call her. She disappears into the shrine office. It turned out just as the mental simulations predicted. How many simulations did you run in that fucking big brain of yours, Kyoma? Huh? Just like the simulations. I sigh and leave the shrine, dejected. I need to come up with a plan. When I get back to the lab, I take Kurisu out to the bench and explain what happened. Kurisu listens with an annoyed expression the whole time. When I finish, she glares at me and says, "You raised a flag." What are you talking about? Don't you get it? You raised a flag. Or I guess you could say you tripped over a flag that was already raised. You mean a death flag? Why? It's a romance flag, genius. What? A romance flag? Urushibara-san likes you. Kurisu thrusts her finger at me. When her beloved Hoyin Kyoma told her she was a guy, it tore her pure maidenly heart into tiny little pieces. In other words, your plan was a massive failure. She sure is calm when it's my neck on the line. Love is trouble. There's no formula for calculating people's feelings, too many unknowns to solve for. She shakes her head like she can't imagine anything worse. Has this girl never been in love? The direct approach was a mistake. It'll be even harder to persuade her now. You should think of another way this time, like asking her mother directly. Though I'm sure the Urushibara family already thinks of you as a man who made her daughter cry, so they might have their guard up. Lukiko likes me? I don't want to believe it. I mean, I appreciate the sentiment, but... when do you think I first set off that romance flag? How should I know? I mean, think about it. Lukiko was a guy last week. If he already liked me at that point, then... Uh-oh. That's just your perspective. First, from everyone else's perspective, she was always a girl. It makes perfect sense. Think in terms of the current world line. Right, it makes perfect sense. Still. Anyway, there's a bigger problem. Will changing the Urushibara-san's gender to male really bring the IBN 5100 back? Something is different from the previous world line. According to Lukiko's father, the IBN 5100 was definitely at Yanabayashi Shrine. Suzuha gave it to Ferris's dad. After he died, Ferris donated it to Yanabayashi Shrine. That sequence is the same as the world line where I obtained the IBN 5100. So you're gradually approaching the original world line. You know, I've been thinking, you really shouldn't be able to change the world line so easily. What makes you say that? I mean, there are 6 billion people in the world. It doesn't make sense that switching a single person's gender could cause such a huge change in the world line. According to Suzuha, taking different actions after a time leap will only change divergence by around 0.000001%, if at all. But when I canceled Ferris's D-mail, there was a 0.05% change. 0.05 is pretty big. What did Amane-san have to say about that? The year 2000 is the major attractor field junction, and the key is whether or not I obtain an IBN 5100. Maybe the divergence meter actually measures your distance to the IBN 5100. In any case, what you're saying is that all the D-mails we sent had an influence on the IBN 5100's location somehow. There were also some D-mails that didn't activate Reading Steiner. So just cancel the D-mails that activate Reading Steiner, and the IBN 5100 might come back to you. The remaining D-mails were sent by Lukiko and Iryu Moeka. I don't want to see that woman again if I can help it. In any case, I should focus on Lukiko right now. So what should I do about Lukiko? Just go out with her. Seriously? If there's nobody you like, then there's no reason not to, is there? Get close and help her work through her feelings. Then she'll probably tell you what you need to know. Mary dies in 2 days. I don't have time for that touchy-feely stuff. Suddenly, Curious' expression turns grave. Only consider this as a last resort. If you're willing to hurt Urushibara-san, you can always take the information by force. She'll forget after the world line changes, won't she? In that case, I think it's a valid option. But only when compared to Mayuri's death. I hate myself for suggesting this. No, you're right, I need to consider every possible option, but I don't want to do that if there's any other choice. I'm not saying this for myself. From my perspective, when the world line changes, everything until that point becomes undone. But what about Lukiko's perspective? What about from Lukiko's perspective? What if this world line continues after I leave it behind? The Lukiko of this world line will have to live with what I did to her. That possibility exists. Suzuha has said that's not the case, but there's no way to be sure. And since I can't confirm or deny that possibility, I don't want to use Kurisu's last resort. Besides, I have the time leap machine. And as long as I have it, I can repeat the days before Mayuri's death forever. Of course, there's still the danger of a time leap failure. In any case, the first thing I should do is have an honest talk with the girl in question. I hear the tweeting of small birds outside the window. It's nice and cool. It's nice and cool early in the morning, even though it's the middle of summer. Too bad the cicadas are already chirping. The sunlight's not too strong yet. I couldn't get a wink of sleep. I was up all night thinking about Lukiko. Ocarine, are you there? Mayuri enters the room and looks at me with a disapproving pout. You didn't say Totoro. It's rare to see her in such a bad mood. Dude, if you got Mayuri mad, you know you fucked up. You're early. It's still 8. Something happened today? I'm here to scold you, Ocarine. Gives me a glare that's more cute than frightening. Never been very good at getting angry. Mayushi's very disappointed in you. Mayuri puffs out her cheeks and thrusts her finger at me. What did I do? Can't fool me, Ocarine. You made Luka-chan cry, didn't you? How did you... Luka-chan told me. She said you said she was a guy. Damn. These two are close friends. I should have known Lukiko would go to Mayuri first. Why would you say such a mean thing, Ocarine? Mayuri, it doesn't involve you. This is a serious confidential matter involving the organization. It does too involve me. Luka-chan is Mayushi's friend. If you don't tell me, we're not friends anymore, okay? I'm gonna quit being a lab mem. Don't do that. The first time I've ever seen Mayuri so angry. I'm not sure how to deal with this, honestly. Why do you say such a mean thing? I did it to save you, but I can't say that. I don't have it in me to tell this innocent girl that she's fated to die in just 2 days. Come to think of it, was it a mistake to tell Lukiko about Mayuri's murder? I did make sure to tell Lukiko not to breathe a word of it. You're worried about something, aren't you? She's sharp, even though she never seems to be thinking of anything. I can tell. I've been watching you longer than anyone, Ocarine. And yesterday, you talked with Chris-chan for a long time, didn't you? If something's wrong, you should talk to Mayushi too, okay? I want to help too, okay? Now let's go apologize to Luka-chan. Will you do that for me? Mayushi will come too, so let's... Mwahaha. Sorry, I'm not gonna read all that. I'm too tired. Ocarine? Come now, Mayuri. Me? Worry? Don't be ridiculous. I am the insane mad scientist Hoyin Kyuma. I have nothing to worry about. All I have is the hunger for chaos. Ocarine? I can't tell Mayuri. I can't. Even if Mayuri hates me for it. I've got a mail. Something important. What? I have something important to talk to you about. Please come to the shrine when you can. I'll be waiting. Please. I told her everything yesterday, including about Mayuri's death. Perhaps after sleeping on it, she finally decided to believe my story. Alright. I get up from the sofa. Where are you going? Mayushi's not done talking. I'm going to Lukiko's. Really? You're going to apologize? Let Mayushi come too. No, that will just make it harder. I put my hand on Mayuri's shoulder. Please, take care of the lab while I'm gone. Mayuri's shoulders drop. She looks sad for some reason, but she lets me go. When I reach the shrine, I find Lukiko standing alone in the courtyard. She's dressed in regular clothes instead of her Miko garb. She still hasn't noticed me. Lukiko stands still in the silent courtyard. The only movement comes from the trees swaying in the summer breeze. It's like a scene from a movie. I stop and watch in fascination. Finally, Lukiko turns around. Our eyes meet. Ahem. I awkwardly clear my throat and walk towards her. Lukiko bows her head. You came. Thank you. We stare at each other in silence. Crap, this is awkward. I can't stand the silence, so I try to start the conversation. What did you tell Mayuri? Sorry, but Mayuri-chan's the only one I could talk to about this. I mean, how much did you tell her? I kept most of it a secret, especially the stuff about her dying. That's a relief. Do you still think I'm joking? Go shakes her head. She believes me? You said you had something important to talk about, yeah? What are you doing, Rintaro? What is this? I'm trying to be gentle, but for some reason I wind up talking like Ferris. I don't really know how to deal with Lukiko now that she's a girl. Lukiko takes a deep breath as if to prepare herself. Her face is turning red for some reason. She opens her mouth to speak, then closes it again. This continues for several cycles. What's wrong with her? Her tension's getting to me. My heart starts pounding like an alarm bell. Yes? Want to ask? Yes? Okabe-san, about what you said yesterday. Yeah? I believe you. That's great. So she's willing to go back to being a guy, even though I hurt her feelings. For her to believe me in spite of that makes me pretty happy. But something strange about Lukiko. She still looks wound up pretty tight. In fact, it's gotten worse. Now she looks on the verge of tears. So, well, in exchange for becoming a guy again, in exchange she wants something in return? I was expecting this. For today and tomorrow, we can stop before Mayuri is in danger. What is she talking about? My throat goes dry. I'm so tense I don't know why. So, please be my... I couldn't hear you. One more time? Lukiko's voice was even softer than ever. So soft that I couldn't hear her from here. Please be my... And... No good. I still can't hear her. Speak up. I'll do anything I can. Boy, and... What? Please be my boyfriend. What? Boyfriend? It takes me a while to process the word. Meanwhile, Lukiko starts squirming and fidgeting. She refuses to look me in the eye. My heart is pounding. What's going on? What did she say to me? Boyfriend. 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 She wants me to be her boyfriend until tomorrow? What? Why? Without thinking, I asked the worst possible question. Lukiko curls up even smaller. I like you. Her voice is as small as the buzzing of a mosquito, but it has all the courage she can muster. I feel my heart tighten at those words. Silence. More silence. Oh, wait just a second. This is too sudden. I mean, maybe it's not sudden exactly. I've known about Lukiko's feelings since yesterday, when Carissa told me about the romance flag. But still, I didn't think it would come to this. My mind goes blank. Can't think straight. Lukiko hangs her head, waiting for my answer. She looks so cute and innocent, I feel myself drawn to... No. No. That's wrong. That's just wrong. I'm not attracted to Lukiko. Let me think about it. Give me 5 minutes. I turn and flee like a scared rabbit. I'm so embarrassed I can't look back. 10 minutes later, I get back to the lab. Mayuri's eating a red bean bun. Ocarine, how did it go? Did you apologize to Luka-chan? Yeah, so put the juicy chicken number 1 in the microwave and nuke it so that D-mail's basically and nuke it so that the D-mail's basically ABC and... What the fuck are you saying? Huh? Microwave was developed by Knights of the... What the shit is that word? who used alchemy, meaning that the sound of the chime is the brainwashing device, while the chime itself actually doesn't have any meaning at all. Ocarine's broken. I mutter incoherently as I set up the time machine. What are you doing? Making a tactical retreat. Retreat? How far do I go? As far as I can. Yeah, that's it. It's far, far away from here. I jump all the way back to August 11th, the limit of the time machine's range. When I'm done, Kurisu is standing before me, fiddling with the phone wave name subject to change's wiring. Stop staring, you're distracting me. How many times do I have to tell you? She's still working the time leap machine upgrade. I know I shouldn't interrupt her, but there's nobody else I can rely on. Genius neuroscientist, I need to talk to you. Make it short. I want you to come with me to Yanabayashi Shrine. Tell me why. If it's a date or something, then I refuse. Oyunkuma does not go on dates, much less with his assistant. Ridiculous. She's glaring like she's gonna kill me. Let's leave the jokes aside for now. So I need you to explain the difference between the male brain and the female brain. What? I briefly explained my situation and what happened with Lukaka before I leaped. How many times have I explained this to Kurisu now? Okabe-san and Makise-san, did you come to pray? Not exactly. Actually, we have something to talk to you about, Ushibara-san. This is the strategy I thought up. It's named Operation Christina. Lukako reacts differently to me. I already know she'll have a breakdown if I tell her she's a guy. But she's not too familiar with Kurisu, and they're both girls, so it should be easier if Kurisu tells her. That's why I persuaded Kurisu to handle it. So I wait behind Kurisu and watch silently. What might that be? Lukako is shy. He was distant with me back when we first met, and I can see she's made a small wall between herself and Kurisu now too. On the other hand, Kurisu is very calm, truly reliable. Kurisu puts on a gentle smile and begins her explanation. Did you know male and female brains are very different? What? Hey, male brains are right dominant, female brains are left dominant. Yeah? By the way, the right brain handles image processing, spatial processing, and comprehensive judgment. The left brain handles things like language and calculation. The right and left brains are connected by the corpus callosum, which is more developed in females. You know how people say that girls are better at multitasking? I've never heard that. That can be explained by the development of the corpus callosum. What the hell is she talking about? Actually, these theories are kind of fringe. They're not really that credible. So if you don't mind, I'd like to go do an experiment. An experiment? I want to try mapping your brain patterns and see if you're more female or male. What is mapping? Yukiko is clearly frightened. Brainwave mapping, we just take a sample of your brainwaves. Anyway, you'll understand if you try it, okay? Okay, it won't hurt a bit. I clicked off the game again. I fucking hate this. It says full screen, but it's a fucking lie. No thanks. It's okay, I promise. It won't hurt a bit. Just come to the lab and we'll... What kind of perverted old man are you? I lightly chopped Kurisu in the head. What? Don't you what me? What did we come here for? What are you going to do if you scare Lukako away? I'm just treating her like a valuable test subject. Go back to the lab, you experiment-loving girl. Yeah, okay. So that's the thanks I get for going out of my way to help you. I'm gone. You're on your own now. Kurisu leaves the shrine with squared shoulders, muttering darkly to herself. What was Makise-san talking about? Well, basically, do I have to explain it to myself do I have to explain it to myself after all? You're actually a guy. Result is the same, of course. I hear the tweeting of small birds outside the window. It's morning now. It's nice and cool early in the morning, even though it's the middle of summer. Bad the cicadas are always chirping. Sun's not too strong yet. This is the second time I've woken up like this, though the date was different the first time. In any case, my mental state is exactly the same as back then. Though through the front door I hear someone stomping up the stairs. I jump up thinking it's Moeka, but then I realize who it is. Oh no. Ocarine? There you are. Mayuri enters and greets me with a disapproving pout. Originally, Mayuri was supposed to stay over at the lab, but last night she got a call from someone and left in a hurry. She probably went to see Lukako. Mayushi's very disappointed in you. Mayuri puffs out her cheeks and thrusts her finger at me. Of course, I sigh in frustration. Before I time leap, this happened on the 14th. Today is the 12th. Since I explained the situation to Lukako early, it looks like Mayuri's protest came early too. You made Luka-chan cry, didn't you? Luka-chan told me. She said you said she was a guy. Why would you say such a mean thing, Ocarine? I'm going to see her now, so don't worry. Really? Thank goodness. If you weren't going to apologize, then Mayushi was never going to talk to you again. That mail should come any minute now. It actually came. I go to Yanabayashi's shrine now. Lukako will confess her love and ask me to be her boyfriend. Please be my boyfriend. But this time, I thought ahead. Christina! Christina! Start yelling at the development room and begin to hear the sounds of someone moving inside. Is Christian sleeping? She worked all night, so you shouldn't wake her up. But I know I have to do this. Christina, please wake up. Shut up. Kurisu comes out of the development room with sleepy eyes. Christian, Tutoru. God damn it. Last night she fell asleep at the desk. The sleeves of her clothes left a mark on her cheek. Her hair's frayed, her eyes are red. They're actually pretty blue. She rubs those red eyes. What is it? I'm going to Yanabayashi Shrine. Come with me. It's time for Operation Christina 2. Until the 15th, we can stop before Mayuri-chan's in danger. So, please be my... Please my... And... What and... Please be my boyfriend. Same as before, only this time I have to be her boyfriend for 4 days instead of just 2. Guess you could say it's a bold proposal. Fortunately, I came prepared. It's time to set Operation Christina 2 into motion. Last time, things got complicated when I added that experiment-loving girl to the conversation. This time, I had her watch things from the shadows near the staircase. Excuse me, I need a moment. Turn my back to Lukako and call Kurisu. What's up, you filthy normal? Who's a normal? Think about how I feel for once. Did you hear what Lukako said just now? No? Fill me in. You weren't listening? How am I supposed to listen from all the way over here? She confessed until the 15th, then back to manhood. Roger. And? Why are you asking me? Just grant Urushibara-san's wish. But it's Lukako. What's wrong with her? I mean, look how cute she is. But she's a... Her being a guy might just be your imagination. From my perspective, she's always been a girl. Just give up. Bye. Wait. She hung up. Damn, why did I even bring her along? Listen, dude, it's at most 10% gay. And that's not a problem. So, at most, right? I mean, I don't think I'm wrong. I stuff my phone in my pocket and head back to Lukako. And come on, it's for my Yuri. If she was a guy, I'd still do it for my Yuri. Were you on the phone with Makise-san? Oh yeah. Oh. You look like you were having fun. Nonsense. This pressure? Is she applying psychological pressure? So, Lukako fidgets restlessly. Your answer? Please be my boyfriend. A 4-day trial relationship. Will those 4 days be long or short? Do I need to give her my credit card number still? I mean, sure, Lukako is cute. She's very slender and delicate, especially around the waist, and her skin is as white as alabaster. Even when... What the fuck was that sentence? Even when Lukako was a guy, I occasionally found myself mesmerized by his girlish demeanor. Biologically, the current Lukako is a girl. Even if we were to do stuff, there shouldn't be a problem. But still... I'm on a mission to change Lukako back into a guy. I need to accomplish that mission to save my Yuri. If I go out with the girl Lukako and fall in love with her, then will I be able to treat guy Lukako like I used to? If I forget he's a guy and lose my self-control, it could result in complications. What the fuck? Going out with the current Lukako isn't the problem. I mean, I still have my reservations, but cuteness is justice, right? The real source of my hesitation is the thought of what happens afterwards. The problem isn't Lukako, but my own heart. Besides, I'm supposed to be saving my Yuri, not going out on dates. But on the other hand, Lukako's cooperation is essential to save my Yuri. I won't get anywhere if I reject Lukako and make her cry. For the sake of my goal, I must overcome the problems of my heart. I'll do it. I'll take Lukako's deal. But if we're going to do this, I tell myself there's one rule that you must follow. You must not fall in love with Lukako. Even if it means trampling over her heart, you must not fall in love. Fall in love and you will end up walking the forbidden path. What's the forbidden path? Lukako is a guy, and don't you forget it. Just don't forget. Fuck. Very well. I'll go out with you, but only until the 15th. Tears immediately fall from Lukako's eyes. Why are you crying? I'm happy. I was sure you'd say no. Thank goodness, thank goodness. Her face is red and her eyes are wet with tears, yet she's really happy. Seeing her like this, all shy and embarrassed, but happy at the same time, makes me feel... She's too cute. Mustn't fall in love, but I'm about to. Why does every single one of her actions have to be so cute? She must be doing it on purpose. There's no way. Lukako's cuteness is a terror of the universe. Okabe-san? What? Lukako wipes her tears away. Tomorrow, what does she mean, da? Please take me on a date. What did you say? A date? True, when a couple goes somewhere together, that's called a date. According to Merriam-Webster, it should really be a dick move if I refuse to go on a date right after we started going out. Okay, but where? Doesn't look like she's got a place in mind. I want to go where you want to go, Okabe-san. I want to know more about the places you frequent, Okabe-san. So in other words, she wants me to decide for her. It's really unfair to be so cute. People will forgive you for anything you say. I scratched my head and thought. Then I'll come up with something by tomorrow. For now, I just want to get out of this sickeningly sweet atmosphere that's brewing. We arrange to meet tomorrow morning, then I quickly leave the shrine behind. I breathe a sigh of relief at the sparsity of pedestrians on the Mansebashi Bridge. Well, Gracie was walking behind me. She was completely useless. Did you agree to go out with her? Well, I can guess based on Rishibaru's reaction. Wait, you saw that? You told me to watch, didn't you? Oh yeah. I was expecting her to give me advice. Guess I should have known better. We're going on a date tomorrow. Yeah? Kurisu makes a small nasal sound. She hasn't been making eye contact. Our insane mad scientist is dating a high school girl. That's not insane at all. Damn you, Kurisu. Must you always be so cynical? Just ignore her and get to the lab. But just as I quicken my pace, she grabs my shoulder and pulls me back. I almost fall down backwards. What was that for? Sorry, I didn't mean to be so snippy. I didn't mean to be snippy. I'm just a little irritated. Chris doesn't tell me what she's irritated about. Instead, she starts rubbing her temples. You made this choice to save Mayuri, so I'll change my way of thinking too. Anyway, do you have any plans for your date tomorrow? Date plans. I told Lukiko I'd come up with something by tomorrow. So far, I've made no progress. I can't help but feel uneasy about the whole thing, even though I'm doing it to save Mayuri. Well, do you? This calls for Hoyin Kyoma. I have only one thing to say, assistant of mine. I am the great Hoyin Kyoma, a mad scientist with an IQ rivaling that of Isaac Newton himself. And naturally, as a mad scientist, I have no interest in this thing mortals call love. My incredible brain is devoted to the destruction of the system that controls the world and the birth of a new age of chaos. You're obviously a virgin. Thank you very... Huh? Pretending you didn't just hear that. Might have been a reference. Damn you, assistant. How dare you point out the truth so bluntly? I won't forget this insult. Sorry. And what about you? Your experience must be vast indeed if you think you can lecture me about it. Ugh, I don't miss Christina's grimace. That's what I thought. You spend all your time on research, so you've got zero experience, don't you? You must have been awfully lonely in America, huh? Shut up. What's wrong with being a virgin? What the fuck? The genius girl who cried virgin at the center of Akiba. I wouldn't be surprised to see if it got plastered across the blogosphere. Thankfully, it's early morning, but there are still a few pedestrians grinning at Kurisu. Let's get out of here. Kurisu starts to hurry away. What's important for a first date is to make a good first impression. An unclean appearance is out of the question. A haircut is especially important. Long hair looks dirty, so it's no good. For clothes, you should wear something actually exactly the right size. Though it may be trendy, especially in Akiba, for young men to wear baggy clothes, it looks sloppy, so it's not good. Why exactly am I in the maid cafe getting a date advice from my younger assistant who is also a girl? On the first date, conversation tends to break due to the mutual nervousness. What's important is to play conversation catch. Hang on. More important things are happening. Maybe she's been happy lately. Oh, I guess there's one thing I'm a little sad about. But if you add everything up, I'm 120% satisfied with my life. Mayuri, that's great to hear. You know, 120%. Can you ask for more? One-sided conversations aren't fun for the other side. Girls especially like to talk, so the guy should try to keep the conversation going. Not just by listening, throwing in appropriate responses is also necessary. Responsiveness gives the girl the impression that you're really listening to her. Is this like... This isn't for me. Basically, you need to be the opposite of yourself. Anyway, focus on acting normal for now. No more of that idiotic laughter. You're too heavy-handed with girls. You talk too pompously. You fire off nonsensical delusions. Hey, you're just reading out of a dating manual, so you've got no right to look down on me, you American virgin. Oops. Since neither of us knows anything about romance, we're studying out of a dating manual we bought on the way here. Were you calling an American virgin? Who else but you? Yeah, sure thing, virgin. There's a saying, a fortress is judged by how many acts it repulses. A soldier is judged by how many fortresses it takes. That's one hell of an analogy, dude. Jesus. That's not a saying. Don't look so proud of yourself. You're right. This is a dumb argument. Anyway, this dating manual actually has some pretty interesting things. Karisu flips to the manual on top of the table. Like, when talking down the street, be sure to put yourself between your date and the road, or whatever you do, don't make the girl pay for anything. Okay, for your date tomorrow, make sure you follow all of these rules. Unless she takes you out to a restaurant, don't presume that, okay? I saw one text conversation between this one chick and this one dude, and it was just like, he's like, you asked me out, and then you're making me pay. It was not a good conversation. I wonder if I can really be that careful. I wonder if I can remember to pay for the food. After that, there's a carry a clean handkerchief. Spread it out when the girl goes to sit on a park bench. I'm not her butler. But that's what the book says. Yeah, just be as overbearing as possible. When it's time to eat, avoid fast food of all kinds. Family restaurants are borderline acceptable. Anything else depends on your budget. Family restaurants are borderline? Where are the family restaurants in Akiba? Arrive at the meeting place at least 15 minutes early. Tardiness is unacceptable. 15 minutes early. Then you just need to decide where to take her. Movies, art galleries, strolling through town, and food are all safe. I see. It's easier than I thought. I was under the impression that a first date required going to a beautiful beach resort, exchanging your first kiss bathed in the light of the setting sun, and stuff like that. That's really romantic. I mean, that's virgin imagination at full throttle. You've read too much manga. You too. Besides, your date's a minor, so don't even think about bringing her to a hotel, okay? Yeah, don't even let that thought enter your fucking mind, fucking Okabe, Jesus. What do you take me for? That way lie forbidden lusts. Not to mention, Lukiko's such an innocent girl. If I brought her to a hotel, she'd probably faint from shock. That just about covers it. Well, was my lecture helpful? You mean the manuals lecture? Anyway, strolling around town counts as a date, huh? In that case, I don't have to waste money. What does it matter? What does it matter how much money you spend? You're gonna send a D-mail and everything's gonna go back. You can spend your entire fucking budget. You can blow the budget out of the fucking water. And it won't matter. Come on, are you going on a date yet? Paris comes to our table carrying drinks. Thanks for waiting. I'll prepare your iced coffee, Nia. As usual, she pours in milk and syrup right in front of me. Karisu watches this with great interest. I guess this is her first time at a maid cafe. Is Mayushi the lucky girl, Nia? Ferris winks at me playfully while stirring Kurisu's iced coffee. Why would you think that? Not her, Nia? Then Ferris looks at Kurisu. Is it her, Nia? What? No, she's my assistant. Kurisu and I exchange glares sharper than a sword's blade. I swear sparks are flying. And some other girl, Nia? Kiyama, you tomcat. You're making moves on too many girls, Nia. Oh, so you're making moves on too many girls, huh? What nonsense. Well, I guess I did hug Ferris. But that was on the 14th, so when I time looped to the 12th, it was undone. I shake off a pang of loneliness and return to the conversation. Oh boy. Lukako, you didn't even wear something different? It's the same day. These are dirty clothes, and this is our date. The next day finds me strolling around Akiba with Lukako. So, where to next? Event number 1, lunch at a family restaurant, is already complete. I took care of the bill, and now we're back in the heat. I've got the entire day planned out in my head. The next event is... How about we take a walk around town? Okay. It's Oban Day, so Akiba is crowded. To avoid the crowds, we end up walking through the back streets. My plan is to walk Lukako all the way to Ueno and back. That should be enough, right? I walk quickly. That's a sick outfit. I dig that dress. This conversation thing isn't going so well. I tried to follow the guide's advice and be a good listener, but Lukako's silent by nature. She doesn't really start talking on her own. Even at the family restaurant, the words we exchange are mostly just things like, it's crowded today, it's delicious, and it was delicious. I think it was a mistake to just wander around, especially since we've ended up at a residential area with no interesting scenery whatsoever. Okabe-san. Lukako speaks up. She's a few steps behind me. Yeah? I stop and turn around. Lukako catches up and we start walking together again. Do you remember about the first time you and I met? Yeah. Of course, what I actually remember is how I met the male Lukako. It was during Golden Week in May. I was searching Akiba for materials to build a new future gadget when I saw Lukako in his Miko garb surrounded by some cameramen. Please, stop, I can't. Please, let me just take one photo. That cosplay is super moe. I've never seen such a cute Miko cosplayer before. This isn't cosplay. If you could make a cute pose, I'd be super happy. Do that thing, you know? That thing Megumi-tan does in Miko Miko Overdrive? Yeah, that would be awesome. You know Megumi-tan, right? Can you do it for us? I don't know, sorry. It's wrong. If you come to Akiba and cosplay, that means you want people to take your picture, right? That's right. Or are you rejecting because we're losers? No, it's just this isn't cosplay. To be honest, the Miko garb fascinates me. Because Miko is scared... Because Miko are sacred, Jesus, chose to serve the gods. I know college girls are doing it for money these days, but as far as I'm concerned, that's sacrilege. As is demanding to photograph a sacred Miko, I couldn't let it pass. You with the cameras. Eh? Who are you? Who am I? I am the great Hoyin Kyoma, bearer of the mightiest brain since Einstein himself, the insane mad scientist who will bring chaos to the world. What's with this guy? He's nuts. Stop right there. This Miko clearly does not want your attention. Get out of here, Chunibo. You trying to be cool and save a girl for Smex in return? What the fuck is Smex? I mean, I'm guessing it's like a sex and some. Yes, it is. You're just another pervert. Look in the mirror when you say that. You're the ones harassing this frail girl, forcing her to take perverted pictures. Have you no otaku pride? I'm a camera who frightens a sacred Miko is no cameraman at all. He's nothing but low-life scum, unfit to walk the holy streets of Akiba. Everyone's aiming for low-angle shots of cute 3D girls. Amateur cosplayers should take what they get. When you cosplay in Akiba, you're asking to get photographed. That's how it works. No, I'm a guy. Instantly, our jaws drop to the ground. So, there's no point in photographing me, Lukiko murmured sadly. Really? No way, someone this cute can't be a guy. I am a guy. I even have an Adam's apple. Lukiko lifts his chin a bit, exposing his pale neck. The gesture was really sexy, but there was indeed a lump on his neck. I thought both men and women had one, men's were just bigger. I could be wrong. It's been a while. It's been a while. Oops, I didn't read that. Then you've got one down there, too? Yeah, an Adam's apple. Lukiko nodded reluctantly. He was already crying by that point. So were the cameramen. What the hell? This is fraud. What kind of guy wears Miko robes? You some kind of pervert? Thank God I didn't get a picture. I feel tricked. They left the place, mumbling complaints all the while. Those bastards were a disgrace to otaku everywhere. Daro would have said something like, someone this cute can't be a girl. So you're a trap? Awesome. Daro is the true otaku. Alright, we'll end it there. Where's a safe place to save? There we go. Tomorrow, though, let me think. Tomorrow, 8, it's going to be 6 hours. And then the day after will be either no stream or another Persona grinding stream. And then I think for 2 or 3 days we'll have 6-hour streams after that. So we'll be done by next week, probably. Then we'll do, I don't know, maybe Resident Evil. I haven't decided, actually, but... This is a ridiculous stream. There was a lot of stupid shit that happened. But it was fun. It was fun. God, my shoulder's gonna kill me during work. Whatever. Alright. We'll keep playing tomorrow, I guess. It's been fun. See you tomorrow. Later.